Greetings, OC with you on the original OC channel. Breaking news is it in the watch world? Breaking news in the watch world? Maybe. News flash this morning. The digital watch vault and the digital watch vault is no more. There's just no other way to put it. The digital watch vault is done. Something that was launched to much fanfare a couple of years ago, backed by producer Michael, internet celebrity and a YouTube sensation, producer Michael. The digital watch vault has been closed. We have the letter that was sent out by the company to its members, and we will be reading that letter live on the air. We have an exclusive. We are the first live stream to break the news that the digital watch vault has closed its doors, and we have the exclusive on the letter that the leadership team and the company sent to their members. That's all coming up in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we will read the letter. But first, I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I want to say hello to my dear friend Logan Hall's Grill Streams, who did a fantastic live stream yesterday. It didn't look like the McRib. It was a lot bigger and it was a lot more delicious looking, but he did a homemade recreation of the McRib yesterday on his live stream. Really, really good. I recommend you go back and check it out. And by the way, Logan, if you have pictures of the finished product, it'd be really cool if you posted those, because I think That was like really towards the end of it, and people might have missed it, but it looked really, really good. Logan Hall's grill streams. If I'm not the first for like 3 consecutive streams, you'll know something bad happened to me. Logan Hall has been on fire lately, always first in the chat. Here's the proof. Here's the evidence right here. Good to have Logan with us. We have Mathis, co-CEO of the Watch Colony channel, in the chat. What's up? I'm proud to be part of the Watch Colony family of channels. We've got Speedy Hernandez, who's a member of the original OC channel. Oh, thank you, Logan Hall, Mathis, and Speedy Hernandez for all being members of the original OC channel. Thank you very much. Yo! What's up? Got Andy Lewis. Andy Lewis, amazingly unboxed the world's first unboxing of the Patek Philippe Cubitus just a few days ago. Howdy, y'all. What's up, Andy? Hey, we got McAllen Drinker in the chat. Another member. And Andy Lewis, also a member. Guys, they're all members. This is incredible. Thank you guys for being members of the original OC channel. Hello, OC. Grilling outside today. Not as skilled as Logan Hall, though. Upvoted. Thank you for upvoting, guys. Upvote the live stream. Let's get to 10 likes. And if anybody's watching right now, please type in a comment in the chat. Got Boston Collector. Good afternoon. Good to see Boston Collector in the chat. That's it. So in a few minutes, I'm going to be reading the letter that Digital Watch Vault sent to their coveted members. And we're here to break the news that the Digital Watch Vault, backed by internet sensation producer Michael, has closed its doors, has shuttered its operations. The question is, what happened to the customer data? What happened to all the data? And we will be answering that live, coming up in 5 minutes. Logan says, unfortunately, I didn't get a shot of the sandwich itself, but I posted a deconstructed picture of everything before I made it on Instagram. Okay, cool. Let me find that, because I think that's important. It was a delicious looking sandwich. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I could just eat that rack of ribs right there. Absolutely delicious looking. He's got the ribs there. He's got the beautiful toasted roll, the fresh white onions, and the pickles. This is making me hungry, not for a McRib, but for Logan Hall's ribs. Oh my God, that looks fantastic. That looks absolutely incredible. We've got by the way, check out Logan Hall's grill streams. I am going to drop a link. Hold on a second. To the channel, because I absolutely love it. It's a pretty simple channel to remember. Boom. There it is. I got to go back to this picture. I got to go back. Look at that rack of ribs. Even without sauce, that looks like grilling perfection. Absolute perfection. Damn, that looks good. We've got Buckley in the chat. Buckley says, Digital Watch Vault was the most useless product to ever come out of the watch hobby. Disaster from the start. Everybody knew it. Sorry to those like Paul Thorpe, producer Michael, who may have lost a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, definitely the value proposition was muddled, murky, and questionable from the start. We all said it. All of us said it at the time. We said that we really couldn't understand the reason why we would register our watches there just didn't make any sense, and every explanation that ever came out of the company was fraught with questions. So yeah, it just didn't work out. I'm surprised actually that they didn't quietly close their doors long before now. So nothing against them, but the idea was tone deaf. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't make any sense ever, and it was a disastrous failure to launch for sure. But listen, I wish Paul Thorpe nothing but the best. Paul Thorpe, nice friend of mine, but yeah, there was an ill-conceived venture. Yeah, the ribs look fire. Absolutely. Click on that link to visit Logan Hall's Grill Streams and subscribe to that channel because he does some good stuff there. Logan does some amazing stuff. Hey, Diego M in the chat, member for 2 months, member milestone highlighted chat. Logan Hall was also the first kick out of the Spartan Meatheads group. Ooh, that's the WhatsApp group that's for the people who lift weights 4 days a week. I'd get kicked out of there in 5 minutes. So no shame in that. No shame in getting kicked out of that group. Logan says, I went back to the gym, a real gym. Ooh, not a hotel gym. For the first time in 10 years this morning, rejoining the group January 1. There we go. That makes sense. Guys, don't do New Year's resolutions because New Year's resolutions don't stick. Okay, the studies have shown that 93.7% of all New Year's resolutions fail within the first 4 to 6 weeks. So do not make it a New Year's resolution, but just make it a commitment. I remember it was about a year ago this time. It was last December. I was going to some watch events. I was going to like a Phillips auction and a bunch of stuff. And I remember some people turned to me and said, "OC, you're fat." They're like, "OC, you're fucking fat, man." It's like I weighed 190 pounds. And yeah, I was huge. I was the biggest that I'd ever been. And on February 15th, I said to myself, "Gosh, I got to change. I got to cut out some of the massive portions. I got to cut out the big meals." And on February 15th, I made a commitment and I went from 190. By the way, I weighed in this morning at 166 pounds. So I've lost 24 pounds. I look svelte and, well, I don't look handsome, but listen, I'm a lot thinner. So there you go. Hey, Red Shovel in the chat. What digital watch vault hasn't been a success? Fancy that. Good to see Red Shovel in the chat. Logan Hall says, Red, hop on the stream. I'm not trying to bait Red Shovel onto the stream. He gets in trouble if he jumps on the stream and he starts going off about various issues going on in the watch community. He gets in trouble and then he gets banned at watch events, and I don't want that to happen to him. So I want Red Shovel to be welcome at wall watch industry events globally. So don't say anything controversial, Red. But listen, there's nothing controversial in saying the digital watch vault was a failure from the very, very beginning. Everybody called it. It was a disastrous launch, and it was a very unclear and murky value proposition for people to register their watches. So, by the way, I have the letter from the company to its members, and I'm going to be reading the member. I'll be showing the letter and reading it word for word in 5 minutes. Buckley says to Logan, now get a. That's not okay. I'll take you off. You can put yourself back on if you want. It sounds like you're not ready. Buckley says to Logan, now get a fade and we will get you a 23-year-old Latina to help marinate the meat.
I'm back. Is it working?
Oh, it's Buckley. Yeah, you're working.
We're taking 2025 applications for anyone interested.
If you'd like to join the Spartan Meatheads group on WhatsApp, I'm going to turn your microphone up a little bit just so we can hear you. Please reach out to Buckley on Instagram, maybe, or just reach out to in the chat. Just say you want to be a member of the group. The requirements are you have to lift weights 4 days a week, and you have to provide evidence that you are indeed lifting. Correct?
No. On January 1st, everyone will be forced to take a picture and send themselves standing on their scale so we know what weight they're starting with. You also, unless you show me a visa, you have to be an American. There's an exception for a few Canadians, a German, but we are not accepting applications from non-Americans at this point. So, like I said, it's on the buddy system. SE is a proper German. The Artifacts are proper Canadians. Kyle D. The Canadians that want to defect to the U.S. we're taking. But, if you're from the UK or Ireland or Scotland or China, or you're fucked. You're fucked. You can't get in. Fucked. So, you know. But hey, we're accepting applications. Today was the final. Today and tomorrow are the final workouts. And got quite a lot of people joining/rejoining.
Will you say that membership in the Spartan Meatheads has changed people's lives?
It's changed Diego's life.
It's changed Diego's life. Also, isn't John D has become like massively jacked? Like he was a fit guy before, but aren't people like Buckley and people like Brody and John D now like extremely fit now?
Yeah, Brody. So I'd put Brody and John D up against any 21-year-old right now. It's pretty serious, and it's gonna get. We were kind of fucking around the last 30 days, but we're actually gonna get serious in January, and we're gonna see who can handle it, who's not a little bitch. Who wants to stay at 6.5-inch wrists forever or 8.5 inches of fat? You might not be an 8.5-inch wrist guy. You might be 7.25, but it's covered in fucking, cold cuts and staying up all night making cocktails till 3 o'clock in the morning. Pussy.
I can say that the people who have joined the Spartan Meathead group are very, very fit. They're extremely strong. They're very powerful mentally. They're very focused. And yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, if I ever joined it, I don't know if I'd be able to make the commitment level.
No, you're gonna join. You're gonna make a commitment, or we're kicking you out of the community.
But the thing is, like, I've lost all the fat now. I'm down to like skin and bones and like degraded muscle that no longer functions. So I actually would be a perfect candidate. I would actually I might even look pretty good, except for like from the neck up, if I ever joined.
So I'll give you a couple of people. What's his name? Ryan Singer has put on like 6 pounds, but I don't know how
With
much of
muscle.
that is Heineken. Yeah, I don't know how much of that is Heineken. So we're gonna have to check on him next time he comes to New York. But I think Double Crown lost almost 40 pounds.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
not kidding.
he was like a Pillsbury Doughboy a little bit before, and now he's extremely fit.
Yeah, he went from like, I think his starting. I'm just gonna blow up his spot. I don't care. I think he was at like 226, 228, and now he's at 191 pounds.
No way.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. In like
His his
90
his face his face looks great. I mean, but and his upper body. I haven't really seen. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to what his whole body looks like. But yeah, he's lost a lot of weight. He's very, very fit.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
What's up, Boston?
Hey.
Good to have you on. You've been very, very busy over the past several weeks. I'm going to turn your microphone up so everybody can hear you.
Extremely busy.
We've missed you. You've been absent from the streams. You've been absent from the groups for the most part.
Still
Yeah.
alive. Yes.
Still alive. That's good to know.
Yep, just family stuff, busy time.
That's good. Did you make any epic meals for Christmas?
Epic meals. I made braised short rib for
Hmm.
Christmas with, mushrooms, all that, and some
Nice.
potatoes. So, yeah, it's good.
So
Yep.
yeah, I don't know if you guys want to jump to the topic or not. We have 60 people watching, which is unbelievable. Upvote the live stream. Let's get to 20 likes.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
rip this apart. Let's rip this apart real quick.
should we rip it apart? Okay, just
So
for those of you who just joined, real quick, the Digital Watch Vault, backed by internet sensation and YouTube celebrity producer Michael and his beautiful colored shirts and gem encrusted watches, has closed its doors permanently. And with a failed value proposition from the get go, a really botched launch. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did, but that's the story. And we have the letter from the company to its members that I will pull up on the stream and we will read it. But I want your hot take, Buckley.
it's a stupid product from the start. We were calling it out for being a stupid product. Unfortunately, a lot of that was diluted because of our association with people who hated everyone that was more successful and was jealous of, they were jealous of these people. So it was diluted and we weren't taken seriously when we criticized this absolutely garbage product. I like Paul Thorpe and I really like producer Michael. I've always followed producer Michael's his channel. He always brings a positive attitude. He's not a little complainer. He's a great guy. But this product was fucking trash from the beginning. Um, Absolute trash. It served no purpose. The, the whole idea that you're gonna catch people with stolen watches. Everyone knows the number one watch stolen is Rolex, and it gets parted out for pennies on the dollar. And that's why you never find them. Everybody knows this. They go straight to 47th Street or other places similar. They go up into the buildings and they, trickle down to the gray market dealers. No one asks where they came from, but that's why they have all different colored dials that are stock. That's why they have bracelets. That's why they have links. That's why they have cases. That's how they're able to build vintage, rebuild vintage watches and list them on Menta. Where does it come from? It's coming from that. So this whole idea was stupid. The guy that got on with us very foolishly got on with us, and I think his name was Steve Allen.
Yep.
3 people that were on the panel, like myself, who were basically um, retarded, were able to see his bullshit, and 3 people like Evan G, who really know this stuff inside and out, made him look like an absolute fool, and he was the founder of the company. It's just a disaster. It should have never been created. People mistakenly tried comparing it to Barossa, which was very stupid. It showed how stupid they were because the two have absolutely nothing to do with each other. They're not in competition. It's like comparing a dump truck to a fucking bicycle. Makes no sense. But I'm glad it's gone, and I'm happy to see the whole entire watch market kind of falling to its knees and all this shit disappearing because there's a lot of garbage that needs to be sussed out. Still, a lot of garbage.
Excellent opening commentary. Boston, Boston, you want to share a few words on this topic?
Yeah, I agree with Buckley. Like we were pretty adamant. Well, I think we gave it a fair shake. We just were like very like confused as to what the point was at the beginning, and they, when we talked to Steve, it was just like pretty apparent he didn't really know the point. And from the start, the issue was, how is this data being stored and by who? And they were just like, oh, it's going to be secured in the cloud, and it was like, you need to know a little bit more than that when you're taking people's like watch information, and everything else. So
Right.
I think hopefully when they shut it down, they're actually, deleting everything properly, but it's tough to delete stuff that's online these days. And hopefully no one falls victim to anything. But, I think with, unfortunately, with some of these products, you have to be very skeptical when online YouTubers are spruiking things, because most of the time when you look at it and you're like, that feels a little off, it usually is. Like there's some angle, it's just a money-making scheme, and unfortunately most of the time it is about the money, and it's not about actually getting something for people that they can use. So
Yeah. And I do agree with Buckley's sentiments that a lot of the very fair criticism about digital watch vault got wrapped up, unfairly in a personal vendetta that that some YouTubers had with Paul Thorpe or with producer Michael or whatever, and it was all about attacking a person rather than the merits of the business. And we never ever did that. We always were talking about the company's pros and cons, what were its strengths and weaknesses, what value did it provide to collectors and enthusiasts, and we always offered fair criticism based on that, not on the bezel, or whatever nonsense that people were trying to phony feuds that they were trying to create in YouTube and bring it into the real world and create collateral damage that way, attacking people's personally. So we never ever did that. But let's read the letter. Let's read the letter. I have it right here. Let me pull it up. This is the letter from Digital Watch Vault to its members, and here is how it reads. Dear Digital Watch Vault member, we hope this message finds you well. We regret to inform you that after careful consideration, we've made the difficult decision to permanently shut down Digital Watch Vault effective immediately. As part of this process, all user data has been permanently deleted and bleached from our systems. Key information: platform shutdown date effective immediately, data deletion and bleaching. All data associated with your account has been securely and permanently erased as part of the shutdown process. This includes all content, personal information, and any other data stored within the platform. What does this mean for you? All user data, including your personal information, files, and account details, have been permanently and irreversibly deleted. Our data deletion process has included the full bleaching of all records, ensuring no traces of your data remain within our system. The platform will no longer be accessible. As a matter of fact, if you go to digitalwatchvault.com, you'll see that the entire website has been taken offline. That's me providing anecdotal information. All accounts have been deactivated. No further action will be possible on the platform. Since all data has been permanently erased, we regret that due to the nature of the shutdown and for security, there will be no possibility of retrieving or recovering any information. We deeply appreciate the support in using Digital Watch Vault. Thank you for your understanding. And that is the totality of the statement made by the company to its members this morning. And I have no reason to doubt that they've done everything within their power to delete, bleach, and permanently erase all data on their systems and on their platform. The question is, though, was that the totality of where the data was stored? Was it perhaps stored on, third-party servers or third-party data centers, and that is going to take additional time for that cleansing to take place? I'm not sure, but I take them at their word that they're doing everything that they can to make sure that all of everybody's personal data has been deleted and is irretrievably erased. Any comments in the chat? I never really, I think I registered for Digital Watch Vault, but I never put any information in. There was I didn't find any reason to put any watches in. To Buckley's point earlier, like stolen watches are like a microscopic thing in the giant world of watch buying, selling, trading, flipping, whatever. it's really the counterfeit watches that are the most sinister force in the market. If you watch videos on YouTube, and the biggest fear that that gray dealers have or customers have in the market is getting counterfeit parts or counterfeit watches, not stolen watches. Stolen watches are like, I mean, it's not even a drip in the ocean. It's like a microscopic atom in the ocean of the overall watch market. Very few watches ever get stolen, and the watches that do get stolen out of dealers or out of or breaking into a safe or something like that, not from an end user off the street. Those are like, you know, extremely rare. So the value proposition of going after stolen watches and giving you safe haven for having your watches stolen didn't really make very much sense.
No, I mean the information is out there. That's what pisses me off about it. Like so right now, one of the biggest growing sectors in YouTube is criminals coming out of prison and telling their stories because they're juicy, right? They're fucking interesting. Um, that's a huge segment, and there's a bunch of these guys that come from the New York area, come from the London area, and they would steal watches. You know, they'd rob jewelry stores. They'd steal 1 million in watches. And what they do, they take them, like I said, to 47th Street, and they get 200 grand for them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Heroin addicts, gang members, they steal your watch on the street, they take it to the pawn shop after hours, and they get 2 grand for the sub. That's worth 10. They don't know. They don't care. And it's faster than trying to rob. You know, how many gas stations do you have to rob before you get 2 grand cash? It's much easier to steal someone's watch in an alley or right off the table at a restaurant, right? Way easier. So that's what's happening. Paul Thorpe knew that. That's what kind of pissed me off about it is Paul Thorpe knew that. He comes from that world. Anyone who's in the gray market world knows that this is how it works. Only a moron would take a stolen watch and try to resell it. Think about how incredibly risky that is. It's just a chop shop. So the things that piss me off here is he knew that wasn't a thing. And producer Michael, like, I don't know why he sat down and started promoting this. Like, you got to do a little bit more research before you promote garbage like this. It's, I like both those guys, but come on.
It's something that just the whole topic in general of YouTubers who get their start, doing watch commentary or then doing watch reviews. And then when you go corporate, you got to be very, very careful because your integrity is on the line. And once you start spruiking garbage brands, like and Paul Thorpe maybe did a little bit of this with Zero West, and a lot of these guys do it. But producer Michael also did it
NFT
with
stuff, right?
Oh, the NFT artwork, and then producer Michael with promoting like Roma watches and all kinds of watch brands that were designed to scam his viewers into thinking that they were buying Richard Milles at 1/1000th of the price. You got to be really careful because your credibility goes by the wayside, and that's why I don't think anybody on this panel has ever accepted a penny from a watch brand, accepted a penny from a retailer or anybody trying to spruik anything. It just, once you start doing that, your integrity gets compromised and you're never able to. That's why for the longest time, I always told Tim, by the way, it's like, don't accept watches from William Wood, don't accept watches from Bremont, and keep them and pretend that you're going to do reviews with them because it's disingenuous. You can't promote garbage watches and have any credibility. So same is true for Oisin or anybody else. Spruiking garbage brands, it comes back to bite you. It's not worth it. So.
Yeah, on some level, you have a duty to protect your audience from stuff that could really burn them. I mean, especially if like, to Buckley's point, Paul knew exactly that this was not a product that was going to, find somebody's watch or, even to the least bit keep somebody's watch from getting stolen, yet they, advertised that was going to do that, which is, it's not reality. I mean,
It's just very naive to think that a brand like Rolex, who's tried to attack this problem before,
yeah,
they can't figure out a way to do it. But
Yeah.
somehow, a guy with a marketing background and a gray market dealer are going to figure it out. It's just, I don't know. It just seems a little bit naive to think that you're going to figure out more than Rolex. I mean, they're the only people holding all the information and serial numbers that we
Yeah.
need.
And Rolex does a good job. They just do it privately and they do it internally. Like, so if anybody contacts them, they have all the serial numbers of stolen watches of people who've contacted them and say, "Hey, my watch was stolen."
yeah,
But they don't make it public and they don't turn it into a business.
yeah.
Mikey Cassio in the chat says Buckley is right. The stolies will always get used as currency between the hoodlums, broken down for parts or sold to an unsuspecting schmuck.
I don't think it gets sold to an unsuspecting schmuck. I mean, I think it's an operation. Because,
Yeah.
like in New York, in the city, right? Let's just take New York. I'm sure it's the same in the UK. There are stolen watches don't happen by accident, right? It's not like you get mugged and they say, "Give me your wallet." Oh wait, you have a nice watch. No, these people are already looking for the watch. Very often, all they do is steal the watch. They leave the wallet and the other shit alone, and they run, right? So they're targeting the watch. Now, what do you think is more likely? They target the watch, and then they're going to figure out what to do with it, or they already know where to bring it and what to do with it. The problem is getting the watch. What's more likely? So that means all these stolen watches have a place or multiple places right there, probably on 47th Street or nearby pawn shops, that all these watches are going to. Right?
Yeah.
This isn't like I steal a watch and I sell it on eBay. This
No,
isn't
they
I
have a
steal a watch. Yeah.
they have a process to basically pass it from person to person, like from dealer to dealer to dealer, to kind of create a lack of traceability of where the watch originated. So they do 3 or 4 or 5 of those handoffs, and then they chop it up for parts, or they ship it to like a third world country. They'll ship it to South America or wherever, and then hope that nobody checks it. So, but it's these are stolen watches isn't that huge of a problem. It's really counterfeits. Counterfeits is the biggest problem. So many fake watches out there.
Yeah.
Alejandro in the chat says producer Michael does so much trash spruiking that his website and that website are all homage watches. And Jefferson Exotic, $5 highlighted comment. Not to go into ad hominem, but producer Michael promoted this because he's out of touch with reality. He also knows little about the watches despite spending big bucks. Well, I mean, he famously he has a certain taste in watches. He knows more about watches now than he did 10 years ago when presumably he first started collecting. But he does have an incredible collection, no doubt.
He's a nice guy. I think he's a good person.
Is he out of
I
touch
just
with
think
reality? I don't know. I just think he leveraged the
Probably.
whatever however million subs that he has, and he monetized it, in a way that most other YouTubers would kill to do, right?
What do you consider reality? Do you consider reality getting in your own car to go buy yourself milk and eggs? Because if that's reality, he's definitely out of touch. But I think I'm a big fan of producer Michael. I always have been. His videos are fun. They're positive. During COVID, he was definitely like a more funny. I like his fucking real estate videos better than his watch videos, to be honest. When he walks the houses, but he kind of looked the other way on this one.
Yeah,
I'll let
I
him.
feel like he just, you know, I think producer Michael's a little different in that he doesn't he doesn't really have an audience. He just produces videos, you know, and I don't think he's trying to be underhanded and tricking people into buying these watches. I think he's like pretending like they're the greatest thing ever. I think he's just like the way he buys a watch, right, is different than most people. He just like, oh, I like that. Oh, that has rainbow, diamonds on it. I'm gonna grab that.
Hmm.
And oh, how much is that one? Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good deal. Let me, like even in his videos, like that's just his approach to things. So when he sees something for $300 that looks like a Richard Mille, he's like, hey, a lot of my audience can't afford what I'm doing. So let me just, for 300 bucks, buy what you like. And it's a good looking watch to him, with his taste. And, I just don't, and I think he is, he's not, I don't think he's spruiking them to like make money. I think he's just like giving people an alternative to fake watches almost. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there has to be a monetary
Like
component there.
they are fake watches. You know what I mean? Like they're these micro brands or Aventi or it's just out
Hmm.
there stuff. But I almost feel like he's giving people an alternative to fake watches that's like affordable for his viewers because you know, he knows people can't afford what he's buying. I don't know. I just feel like he's not being like shifty or disingenuous. I think he truly is like, oh, this is a good looking watch to me for $200. Hey, see, some people might be interested in this. I'll throw it on my website, you know? And like Digital Watch Vault, it was the same thing. Oh, people might get their watches stolen. This seems to, help with that in London. He doesn't know anything about London. He's just like, okay, let's be a part of this. They asked me to be a part of it. He's just very like haphazard whatever comes his way, he's going to just throw out there if he thinks it's worth his time to do it.
Yeah, here he
Think
has
of it.
a clothing line. He has a fragrance
Yeah,
line. He has a lot of watches that are designed to look like Richard Mille from
yep,
multiple brands. He has his famous Jacob and Co. Epic X
yep.
collaboration. But yeah, it's mainly um, I
It's
mean
like cheap alternatives to what he
very
wears,
yeah,
right?
very cheap. Get the Richard Mille look for 300 bucks or whatever it is, and
Right,
then of course
right.
he's known for his crazy shirts. So hey, well,
Yeah,
how do I capitalize on that? There may be people who want to buy shirts that kind of look like this, so I'll do that. And then he's got his fragrance. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I mean, then he does uh, those epic kind of real estate videos with the realtors, and it's all part of like promoting super high end, ultra luxury lifestyle. And
yeah,
it's a brand. He's turned it himself into a brand.
yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah. He's not trying to be like an impartial journalist, though. You know what I mean?
No,
He's
he
No,
been
isn't.
spooking
no,
this
he
up.
doesn't
So
care.
like,
He doesn't
and
care.
everybody I think is like, oh, okay, producer Michael's doing this. Like, I don't think anybody's under the assumption that he's some like, you know, genius that's an expert and telling you the best watch to invest in. Like you never hear him say like, "Oh, this is a great investment."
No.
That kind of garbage. But
No, but these are garbage watches, no doubt.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
actually, the Jacob and Co might be the best of the lot.
right.
The
But
other
would
ones are
you?
just
Okay, here's a real question: would you guys rather somebody spend $300 on this or buy a fake looking Richard Mille?
Yeah, I get you.
Like that's a real question. Like because like
Well, and if we're gonna go down this route, is it 300 bucks? Is that how much it is?
I think some of them, yeah, they're pretty
Well, for
cheap.
three
Some of
hundred
them.
bucks, I could tell you that he's beating for a shitty watch. He's
Right.
beating a lot of YouTubers on what watches they're putting out for money.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, if we
Right.
want to go that route and we want to compare apples to apples,
Right. There's a lot worse when you're like, again, it comes down to like, hey, here's a great watch for this money, you know? And you're like,
Yeah, this is
like the
one of the
brick
brands
watch.
that one of the brands that he promotes is this brand called I've never heard of them in my life. Tsar Bomba. Sorry, and it's obviously just a fake homage Richard Mille looking watch.
Hublot-ish.
Yeah,
Little Hublot. Yeah.
just
And what are those at? What are the price?
let's find out. I'm just clicking on one at random. Ooh, oh my god.
Those are
Okay.
Oh,
sick.
oh no.
What's the price? What
Oh
are
well,
they?
About
they
two
go they,
grand.
$2,000? Okay.
Two
yeah.
grand.
Yeah,
Mm,
actually, if I
Hold
if I
on.
sort price high to low,
They're all low.
low for us, but the $2,000 for
Yeah.
on something that is
What
basically
is it?
worthless.
Does it say what's kind of in there? Does it say like a Miota? Does it say like a Miota movement? You know, what I mean, like a Japan. It's probably one of those
Well, here's
Japanese.
the problem, Boston. Here's the real
Yeah.
problem. You might disagree with me, but I don't think you will. Problem is, if I fly down, if I
So
fly
it's
out to LA,
219 there.
Yeah, those are some
if I
cheap ones.
fly
Yeah,
out to LA or I fly down to, Miami, wherever, and a guy pulls up wearing one of these,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna know that it's not an RM. And I think that's where everyone's getting pissed because that looks like a fucking RM. You wouldn't know.
For people that don't know, yeah, yeah,
I mean, you
and
would really need to study the catalog and really look
yeah,
at the dials to figure it out. But if you take, I don't know, take the black one, take the blacked out
mm,
one, or the white ceramic looking one. Go
hmm
see. Click on that.
from a distance, they look like Richard Mills. 100%.
It's not even a far distance from 10 feet away. I don't know if you're gonna know.
Yeah, look
That's
at
the
this.
problem.
Apparently, these have interchangeable bezels to give you the look of.
sick. I like that. You get like 15 watches for the price of one.
Yeah, you're getting
Nice.
actually a good
Good
value
money.
here.
Look at all the straps. Ooh, nice.
But like, look at that. I wouldn't know that that's not an RM.
Yeah. So I think that so then
It's
so this
hard,
is
Boston. And
yeah.
we're
No, I know what you're
trained.
saying. Yeah, yeah,
We're trained to look, right? But I'm telling you, from 20 feet away, 10 feet away,
right,
if the guy's got all the other shit going for him, like if
right.
he pulls up in a decent car or something, or he's a
Yeah.
decent, there's no reason for me to question if this is an RM or not. I think that's where people get mad is it's too close to an RM.
Okay. So this is the target audience for this watch is people that are maybe fake attracting women in a Miami or an LA at a club when it's low light and they're wearing something like this and they're
Yeah,
telling them it's an RM to sleep with them, and then that's over because as soon as they find out it's not an RM, it's going to
no,
be
but
over too.
yeah, this is designed for
You
the
know,
person who when you take a Miami hooker back to your room and she
right?
steals
She
your
steals it.
watch.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm only out $2,000.
yeah.
Listen, what Double Crown does in his spare time is his problem.
Quick super chat from Happy Meal, $5 super chat. Wait, my Atawak alien watch is from this world. Where did it come from? How did it get here? And how do I get a refund?
Jesus Christ, Mathis.
Oh, it's the hot tub.
How's the weather,
What is
boys?
that horrible
How's,
noise?
how's the weather? That's the spot right there, Boston.
There we go.
How come when you mention clubs and girls and having fun, you only mention LA and Miami, Boston?
Because that's where these guys
Yeah,
are
yeah,
hang.
yeah. Have a good
These
one.
kind of low life scums.
Have a good one.
Have a good
The drive-bys are great.
one. That was a splash by in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Quite bubbly, effervescent almost.
Yeah,
Why,
but I
why
mean,
is he in a hot tub at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He's just sitting in the hot tub.
I don't know. It's
listening
the
to
day
stream.
before
It's
New Year's
great.
Eve. No one's
It's
doing
great.
anything.
Nice, but has a gig tonight.
Yep. Paz, let me try and do this in character. What is an hour? A minute? A second? Can it only be understood by dragons? Or are we too stupid to get it?
Too stupid.
Paz, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Paz. 75 people watching. Upvote the live stream. Yeah, we're just covering the breaking news. Digital Watch Vault has been permanently shut down. All the data has been cleansed and bleached and erased and deleted and all that good stuff. Digital Watch Vault out of business. Breaking news at this hour.
At this hour. Fucking this
This
guy wants
hour.
to be an anchor so bad.
Oh man!
Coming up.
Fun. Coming up, the news, sports with Travis.
Travis is stuff now.
Oh yeah, that's it. So yeah, but, I mean, you got to be careful when you push watches like this, and you know, he was very much associated with Digital Watch Vault, so that it's probably not going to tarnish his reputation. He promoted it like 2 years ago. It wasn't like he was.
No, yeah.
It wasn't something that he was pushing. The company itself has basically
he doesn't need the money.
They've been limping for like the past year and a half. It never really actually got off the ground at all. So within a few weeks of its launch, it pretty much disappeared.
You know, I hate to do this. I hate to do this because I don't like being this guy. But I don't know what the attention should not be on producer Michael. I think Paul Thorpe's involvement was a lot more like, what the fuck? Because producer Michael doesn't know.
Right.
Producer Michael, he woke up this morning probably at 5 o'clock in the morning because he's older and he doesn't sleep. And he went to go have a fucking coffee. His maid made him some eggs. And he was looking online at what Ferrari he's going to buy next. And Adam came over and they had a chuckle, right? He doesn't know.
Right.
But
remember, Paul Thorpe met with him too in LA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they're
that
friends.
video.
They're friends, right? Producer Michael always collaborates with big YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Always. He doesn't come from that world. Paul Thorpe knows. Paul Thorpe, this is my issue. Paul Thorpe knows when he used to run his shop and someone would come in with a watch, he knew immediately if the guy stole it or not. And it was his move of what to do next.
Yeah.
I don't think Paul Thorpe took stolen watches. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But the point is, with 30, 40 years of experience standing behind the counter, doing negotiations and all these things, you learn, everybody has a pattern. You learn who's who. He knows how this shit works. He even said on a live stream, remember when he said on a live stream, I'm afraid to talk about certain issues because of the repercussions of certain individuals that live outside the law of what they'll do to me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're playing with a different deck of cards, right?
You know what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, like Paul, don't try this shit again. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the other one is Roman has a little egg on his face as well, because he was also pushing this as well, and he was saying every watch coming through is going to be logged in the digital watch vault from through them, and then that never happened, and we're kind of like that's kind of suspect that you'd say that, and then clearly you're not going to do that. Like, it's way too much work and you don't really think that this is going to help. So why even say that,
Mm-hmm.
He's just, again, trying to help out Paul Thorpe to, get the thing off the ground. But that's when it's kind of like, when you're collabing with somebody, you have to have some filter as to what you're going to actually collab about and where you're going to draw a line on some of this stuff, because this one was actually, to me, it was very dangerous. It wasn't just an idea. It was like something that people are storing private information that is a record of like their serial numbers and stuff. So you can't be messing around with that stuff. You can't just play around when it comes to personal information.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you don't need the addresses slipping of
Right.
people that have, $500,000, $1 million in watches,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
All of a sudden you get 500 targets. There's a lot of money at play. I think people in our community forget, because the price of watches and the watches they see specifically on this channel are so outrageous that they become immune to numbers. But imagine a guy who's, maybe a criminal in his early 20s, right? And he's working for $15, $20 an hour in the back of a warehouse, taking home a few thousand a month after taxes. And you give him an opportunity, like, if you hit this house, there's 50K cash in it for you. And by the way, there's no ring camera, and they're in their mid 70s and they're away in Florida. Okay. What else am I going to do? Go work at fucking Starbucks? Go rob a gas station? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad that they're, taking care of it and not just leaving it sitting there. Again, getting that information destroyed is really important in this case, and
Yep.
hopefully we'll
And
take
maybe
care of
it's
that
good that they
properly.
they didn't give anybody a heads up. They just kind of did all that
Right,
stuff in the
just did it,
background
yeah.
first, and then they announced the company was going out of business afterwards, after all the data had been deleted, the website had been taken down, and then it's like,
Right.
okay, now so it's kind of probably the smart play there, rather than
Yeah.
to say, oh, well, but the website's still
Right.
up, or I can still log in and access my data. It's like, or all that stuff. So yeah,
Right.
listen, it was a flash in the pan idea. It didn't really. Yeah, this was Paul. I mean, Paul, I think, really wanted to. I think his intentions were good, but at
Mhm.
the same time, to Buckley's point, he should have known that it was ill-conceived. I mean, I do believe that he was very passionate about watch crime. He was passionate about protecting victims and things like that. But once it started morphing into like, here's how we can help end watch crime, which is how they positioned it. They did do ads that say we're going to end global watch crime. That it was a bridge too far, and yeah, they crossed the line. Yeah.
Yeah, I think his whole thing was, okay, is this going to work? It might have a 1% chance of working. Okay, do people have to pay for it? No, they don't have to pay for it. Okay, well, 1% is better than no percent, right?
Yeah, I'll get beyond. I'll help out. That's what he said. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I'll
I'll help
help
out.
out. I'll help out. How much money? I can make a little bit of money off this too. I have the channel. It goes with my entire narrative about watch crime. All right. But what he didn't think about is what's the worst that could happen. And in his brain he said, the that can happen is probably never gonna happen. And that's a mistake. That's a mistake. Because the worst that can happen is really, really bad shit.
Right. Well, I think in the worst case scenario, though, nobody's going to go back and say, "Oh, Paul Thorpe, was at fault here." Like like you have that information. Say it gets stolen, right? And there's a list somewhere of people's watches and their addresses. Who knows what you put in that? I don't even know what you put in there, but something like that. And they find the list. You still just say, well, they hacked into our system, right? I mean, there, he knows nobody can fault him for the worst case scenario, but it still doesn't mean that you need to be responsible for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what he also didn't conceive that people would try to create a false narrative about his involvement with the company and say that this was all a plan all along, that he manufactured and videos about watch crime, and he glorified watch crime because he knew all along that he was going to be starting a company to focus on that particular. That's a really nasty and vicious rumor to create about somebody, and that kind of personal vendetta really is disgusting. But he couldn't have
Yeah,
envisioned
it's a
at the
stupid
time
rumor.
yeah, but people wouldn't have he wouldn't have known at the time that someone would try to go back and try to create this phony fucking story. Like, oh, the only reason why he cared about watch crime was not because he was robbed or his family was robbed or he was personally robbed a couple times, but no, it's because he had a master plan for 3 or 4 years to start a business focused on stealing people's data and
Right.
around stolen watches. I mean, just such
Yeah, the
BS.
problem with that is he didn't come up with the company. It wasn't his idea.
Right.
Some guy who followed him. I mean, we know his name, right? He created all that and then approached Paul, not the other way around. So it's a stupid rumor to create with no fact, pure speculation that should have never come out.
Paz is in the chat. Paz says, I'm surprised that a veteran dealer didn't take a pragmatic approach to create value, identify a solution to a pervasive problem, and a willingness to pay. Listen, but he was a dealer. He's not like Paul Thorpe wasn't like an entrepreneur in the sense that he was that he had huge strategic ideas how to transform the market. That just wasn't his strength. None of these guys really have who come up from a dealer background really have that kind of massive strategic entrepreneurial vision. But thank you for the highlighted comment. Appreciate that. Here is the actual letter that was sent out from Digital Watch Vault to their members today, coinciding with the shutting down of the company and the taking offline of all of their digital properties. And it says that we regret to inform you that after careful consideration, we made the difficult decision to permanently shut down Digital Watch Vault effective immediately. As part of the process, all user data has been permanently deleted and bleached from our systems. The platform will no longer be accessible and all accounts have been deactivated. No further action will be possible on the platform. And that's it. That's the message that was received. So it's really kind of a nothing burger in a way because like nobody used it. It's just really maybe just kind of interesting for people who've been involved in YouTube or who have been following Paul Thorpe or who were around when Digital Watch Vault started. You know, it's kind of an interesting news story back then, but this wasn't a big deal. This wasn't like a massive company with millions of subscribers and all that stuff. It was a little blip in the little blip in the ocean, but still news nonetheless. Any comments or questions in the chat? Happy Meal says 4P. Producer Michael and Roman have the best fashion sense I've ever seen. I would buy anything they sell. Thank you. Happy Meal. I don't. They have interesting fashion sense, young fashion sense. Paul, I would say Paul Thorpe has the best of all of them. At least he wears. Actually, Buckley, you'd be more appropriate to comment on the luxury brands, but at least Paul Thorpe wears Burberry.
Don't ask me. I hate Burberry.
Vimal says rumor is the entire data fit on a floppy disk and has been successfully incinerated. Yeah, they didn't. I doubt they had like millions and millions of people who were registered and gave all their personal information about their collection. You never heard a single story about the watch, about the Digital Watch Vault preventing or solving a crime or retrieving someone's watch. It just never happened. It was just really bad, not a good idea. And that's it. Shall we pivot? Shall we pivot to Watch Talk, or do you guys in the audience want to do, or on the panel want to talk about something else?
Yeah, I think this is toast.
This is toast. Yeah.
Another thing from the past is gone, and nobody.
What do you mean, OC? I thought that we would take this little bit of news and run with it every single night for 30 fucking days and come up with a bunch of bullshit. Come up with a bunch of bullshit that, forces intelligent people to come on to try to dispute for entertainment. That's not what you want to do?
No, I don't.
It doesn't sound fun.
I don't think it sounds. Listen, if somebody from Digital Watch Vault, if Paul Thorpe or producer Michael wants to jump on and talk, I mean, I don't think they're probably authorized to even say anything. So I doubt they will. But if anybody in the chat wants to join the panel, the link is pinned. I'll drop it again. But I don't think there's much to talk about. It was. It's not something that was central to our lives. It wasn't central to our hobby, central to our collecting journey. This really was nothing. And so, other than the fact that it exists no more, there's nothing really more to report. I mean, it's not more than like a 5-minute story. So, I mean, if other channels want to try and turn it into a 5-hour live stream for the next 7 days, I think they're going to be short on specifics and short on actual content. But that's it. So, Diego in the chat says,
the real
what
question.
does this mean for Andy Binns? Yeah, Andy Binns, he was executive director of security for Digital Watch Vault. But Andy has a lot of other side businesses, so I'm sure he will be okay. It's good to add a little bit of humor into a topic like this because it's a very boring topic. Yeah, look, OC has lost his catfishing skills. I don't think there's no one to catfish, I think, on this topic. I don't think anybody's off. I don't think the company even exists. So there's no.
No, they'll never talk about it again.
Yes, this will never ever be talked about again. It's kind of inconsequential in a way.
I forgot it even existed.
Yeah,
I know.
Most people forgot it ever existed because it's just been laying dormant for the last, I don't know, year and a half, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Same with the Wizard. Same with TPG.
Yeah.
They'll come back. You'll be like, oh yeah, I remember him. Oh, he's out of jail and he's got a new, shop selling watches again.
Well, all is forgiven and forgotten. Well,
no, everybody forgets the past so easily these days.
I know.
2 years ago feels like a lifetime. We forget that there was a pandemic 4 years ago.
I know. It was only 4 years ago.
Yeah. Almost 5 now. Almost 5. Crazy.
Boston, any particular watch news you want to talk about? Or watch releases? I can't think of any. It's a quiet time of year.
Yeah. The only 2 things I've been thinking about lately are I've been thinking about everybody's collection and what they got this year, which was pretty crazy, actually. It felt like a slower year, but I think people got some heavier pieces. And then I was thinking about what, you always look to the future. So what's 2025 going to look like for different watch brands?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I feel like we're already those topics a little bit, though.
I don't think there's anything that we can assume or predict accurately about what may happen to any of the big 4 or 5 brands. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It was felt like it was a good year for most people, though. I don't think anybody was like really down on watches, and I think a lot of people got some crazy watches that maybe they weren't even expecting. Had you predicted the next year what people are going to get?
Yeah. Do you think 2025 is going to be a year where people buy as many watches as they did in the past, or do you think this will be a year where it's continued consolidation,
Mm,
targeted selling, and then very, very strategic and discerning purchases?
that's an interesting question. I think that just by nature, people have a lot of value in their collection, so there'll be more consolidation, trade-ins, and that kind of thing, or selling off and then buying a new piece. So I don't think a lot of people are gonna like dip in and spend a lot more money than is just pure cash. But I think that there's plenty of money to play with in people's collections that they can kind of move things around and get some good pieces. So I think I'll just continue like this year, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Unless things really start taking off, I don't think people have a real reason to like load up on a huge collection. And yeah, I think some people have consolidated and have some room to add a watch or two. So just wait for stuff. I don't think it's going to get easier to buy stuff though. The good stuff anyway. I think the bad stuff will get easier to buy, but who wants that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. In my opinion of what the good stuff is gets more and more limited every day.
The good stuff gets limited. Like
Yeah,
what your criteria for buying
yeah,
it?
the criteria for determining what is good, the good stuff,
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
more and more focused.
yeah.
That's part of
Well, that's a good way.
using more
That's a good way to
discipline.
slow down, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's important to do that. And realistically, the collectors that have been doing it a long time always say that one watch every 3 years is still a pretty good pace for a long-term collection. So you don't have to feel like you have to get a watch a month to keep up. I've certainly slowed down a lot. So we'll see.
And when Boston slows down, it's for a good reason.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Preparing for 2025.
You,
I gotta win collector of the year next year because I lost this year to Father Artifact. So
that was a tough competition.
tough competition this year. I mean,
Yeah, you.
I think Jeff had a great year collecting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
MJ had some, just got the other piece recently. I think that was after the competition, but he had a great year, some great pieces.
What do you think
Yeah,
the big news stories were for 2024?
news like watch
Yeah,
news.
yeah. Watch news or watch releases. I mean,
Patek launching the Cubitus.
yeah, it's probably the biggest thing.
AP going woke. Um,
Yep.
Cartier going really feminine and small with their watches. Oh wait, they've been doing that forever.
Yeah.
Rolex absolutely having the worst release possible that you could even imagine from Rolex for this
I don't
year.
remember which one was that.
Everything, anything they
Everything.
released this year was just a
Yeah,
disaster.
terrible year for
Like,
Rolex. Everything was
like
diamond bezels on
nothing
the
new.
Daytona. Nothing.
Let's change a couple colors. It wasn't even good changes of colors. Like I can't remember. Well, the last 4 years, right? There was always some watch or a couple watches that you'd be like, "Ooh, it comes out. Let me go ask my AD for that." This year it was like I talked to the AD after. They're like, "Yeah, no one's really asked for anything." A couple people were like, maybe, you know, maybe switch to the Bruce Wayne from Batman, to try to get it. But I don't think many people were enthused with that, and no one's gotten the yellow gold Le Mans, right?
Right.
So, but I don't even know if that's better than the white gold one. I don't know. So I don't know. Just didn't feel like Rolex brought a lot to the table this year.
Would you say that in a sense that not that they were brand of the year or anything, but the best releases of the year were the white dial Speedmaster and the first Omega in space, that kind of 1-2 punch from Omega in the Speedmaster line?
I don't know, because it would be if they hadn't released the white dial Speedmaster before, but they've had it before, you know? I mean, I think it was a good release. The Summer Blue was the year before. That wasn't this year, right? So they didn't really do much with the Aquaterra or the
Nope.
or the other models. I don't know. I wouldn't say that at all.
What can you think? Can you think of a release that was better? Well, what
By a
release comes to
brand?
mind? Which one?
This by a brand this year, like a release, like a general watch that anybody
Yeah,
can buy.
yeah. Because I
Honestly,
mean,
I
I
think
think
the codes were better this year.
Which codes?
Like the new ones. The
That
smaller
was
models.
2023.
No, they had some this year. The gold ones, the full gold. It was all the gold
Oh,
models this year.
oh.
I think
jeez,
those are really nice
it's
watches.
weak.
The gold.
That's a
Weak
weak.
choice,
The gold.
Boston.
Oh, Boston. That's so.
I'm
Come
saying
on.
general watches. I'm not saying like, oh, if you want special editions, like
That,
obviously
but
like
of general watches, that doesn't even affect like 1/1,000,000% of collectors.
I'm just saying,
It's
you ask for general, whatever.
yeah.
I
Sorry, I put you
think
on the spot, but you should have a better answer than that.
the best
Well, I don't
release,
know what
in my
your
opinion.
criteria is. It's all about that.
I disagree with Boston on the Rolex thing. I think the best release was the white gold blue ombre date.
Yawn,
No,
I
it's a
mean,
great watch.
yawn,
It's a great watch.
yawn.
yeah, it's okay
The green
release,
one
but it's
was
just a
better.
dial
The green
color.
with the yellow is better than the blue.
No. It's more collectible, but it's definitely not better. The white gold blue is a daily watch.
If you don't have a
You don't
platinum,
buy well,
if you
Boston.
don't
You
have a
don't buy
platinum
dailies.
blue dial,
You don't. Well, yeah, that's a mistake. But I'm
I
just
would
saying, as far
argue.
as
I would argue that the code is a better looking watch than that.
no,
The
your
gold
argument would be
one. The
wrong.
gold one. No, the gold one.
No, it's not better than a
The yellow
you.
gold.
There is, and
Rose
I mean,
gold. Green.
this is all opinion. This is all opinion.
I'm just
But
saying.
I don't
The
think
daily watch.
I don't think any code beats a day date. You're trolling. You're trolling.
No, I'm not trolling.
America Boston summary is America got all the shit eating releases.
No, he made a mistake. It's okay. People make mistakes.
Oh, but he got the Bruce Wayne too.
I know. He got 2 of the downgrades from the watches he already had.
So you would say the
He had a
Batman.
platinum day is better than his blue dial white gold.
I would
And I
agree
would
with
say that
that.
the Batman is better than the Bruce Wayne. It's a better watch.
I don't. Well, so what are we doing with the watch? Are we putting it in
We're
a
putting our
lineup?
vest on. We're walking down Madison Avenue, and we're going to a steakhouse with the boys after work.
Yeah, it's probably
and getting
better.
a drink.
Probably better. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm joking around a little bit, but I mean, I'm not saying those are bad watches. I just,
I think you might be right. The Batman's probably better. But as a one and done only Rolex, the Bruce Wayne's probably better on Oyster than the Batman because it's more neutral. But you don't do neutral. You don't do dailies.
Yeah.
Everything with you is like
screw
special.
neutral. Screw neutral.
Your Austin's like, I need special. Is it special?
No,
They're
I
like,
have I
no.
have the Polar Explorer too. It just kicks the butt of most daily stuff. So
The Explorer 2 is
Yeah.
is an unsung hero.
Yeah.
We can't talk about that. Don't blow it up.
uh,
If you know, you know.
yeah, you know.
The Sand Gold
No.
AP was a stunner. That was their best. I think that was their best release of the year. The Sand Gold Skeleton AP.
Sandgold was nice. The John Mayer was nice.
I hate the fucking John Mayer. Can I tell you something? I
John
hate
Mayer's
the
a
John
beautiful
Mayer
watch.
because it's. I hate the John
Because
Mayer
the John
because it's.
Mayer?
Yeah. I hate
Okay.
it because it's John Mayer's watch.
If it didn't say John Mayer, you'd like it.
I would
'Cause
like
it's got
it,
a
but
cool
it wouldn't.
dial.
It.
Has a cool
I would like it, but it still wouldn't be in my top 5 from AP.
Yeah. Okay. How about the white ceramic open worked one for the Middle East that they did? 30 pieces.
I mean, who cares? It's
That's
for the
sick.
Middle East.
It's sick.
The problem
I'm just
is,
saying
but you're mentioning watches. You're
that
going against
nobody's
what
gonna
OC
buy.
said.
I know.
No. OC said best watch release for the general public that people can buy.
Oh,
That's
general
not.
public. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, general public. Well, let me think. Give me a second for that.
Well, I mean, but he answered that and he said
Yosh
code. I
watch.
mean, come on.
No, that
Terrible.
wasn't. No, you didn't say general public. I meant, I said, you mean like general catalog. I didn't mean general public. Okay, general catalog. Let me just really dumb it down. Can we give a price range? Just
No, best watch
no.
release of the year, Boston. It's a simple fucking question. It's easy. It's like
Not a good
what
question.
what watch
Horrible
was like
question.
what watch was the most impactful watch release of the year? It's obviously the Cubitus, and then after that, it's probably the white Speedmaster because it touches more people.
Cubitus.
The
It touches 0.00001%.
I know, but from a news
No one
impact,
cares.
it
He said it
impacted the
himself.
perception of Protect
If
Philippe
you're
for a
not
lot
a
of people.
customer, this is not for you.
That's
So
right.
that's right.
If you're a
that's
hater,
already
if
the
you're a hater because you
0.001%.
don't have Protect Philippe and you never will.
No one cares. No one cares. No, hot take. People care more about the John Mayer AP than the Cubitus. They can't get either one. What do they care? They think the John Mayer's cooler.
Disagree with that one too. I think this was a news story for like one day, the John Mayer.
Because
Well,
they couldn't get it.
So here's the argument. Do you like AP releasing a watch every 2.5 weeks? Or do you
Yes.
like them doing 2, maybe 3 blowouts per year like every other brand?
How about one blowout every 25 years and it's just changing an iconic watch into a square?
Oh,
Is
I
that
don't
what you
like
prefer?
it. I don't like it, but I'm not trying to make this tribal. I don't do the AP versus Protect thing usually. I think they're both.
No, I'm saying Patek versus everyone. If you say it's iconic to slap a white dial on a Speedmaster, they do that every 4 years. And, how is that an impactful thing? And the Cubitus is like, hey, it took us 25 years. Oh, yeah, F you if you're not a Patek customer. This isn't for you anyway. For all the haters.
It didn't take them 25 years. It's just that they don't do new
in
releases.
production for 25 years.
It probably took them 25 months. Yeah, I don't think there's any argument.
I'm just saying both of those are kind of to me.
No, I think
the
the white
first
dial's
Omega
key.
Space had a few cool touches to it, I think. I don't
Yeah,
know
the
that
price
it's
is
a better
great.
watch, though. I don't know if it's a better watch than the white dial. Like, the white dial is probably a nicer looking watch.
Yeah, but Boston, you're ignoring price. So
Well, they're kind of, yeah. No, for the price, I think the first Omega in Space, it was a good watch. Yeah.
yeah,
It was
really good.
Yeah.
But I mean,
mean,
it was kind of a shitty year for.
Yeah.
Like nothing this year made everyone run and say, "I need that."
Right.
The only one,
Yeah.
that did that. I'm sorry, the only one that did that was the Blue Ombre because we have 3 people in the community that either want one, got one, or are trying to get one. There's no other watch from Rolex that people are like, let me get that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think some people wanted the green one, right? Or no? Do you think
I
people got out
haven't
of their
heard.
system with the olive rose, and that's why?
No,
Or
that
no?
watch is beaten to death. They got to discontinue
Yeah.
that watch. I don't know of anybody actively, corresponding with their essay to get a yellow, gold, green. Personally, I don't know anybody. Maybe green. I would assume Green Machine. I would assume,
Yeah.
but he's not necessarily a regular on here. But I know that the Blue Ombre. Uh, Obviously, America got it. Evan G basically liquidated his whole life waiting for one to get it. And I think there's one other person. I can't remember who it is.
I mean, there's been a Blue Ombre. It's just in the 36 size.
Too small.
I know. I'm just saying. It's not like they've had Blue Ombres before. I guess not in the 40 size, right? So is that really? I'm
But
not saying
with
it's a bad
Rolex,
watch. I mean, it's a good watch. I'm just saying for Rolex, very, very mundane release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that.
And
I
I
like
mean,
that.
honestly, Cartier had a couple exciting things. Again, you can't get them, so you got to put them in the John Mayer category on that.
But
200
Boston,
pieces.
sometimes doing nothing is good. No, I'm
Wow,
serious.
you're drinking the Kool-Aid, Buckley.
No, I'm serious.
What
It's
happened
like
to you, Buckley? What
I'm
happened to
serious. I'm
you?
serious. I personally, here's what I want to see. I want to see AP next year.
Wow,
This
you've
is what I
gone
want to
too
see.
many Patek dinners.
No. Well,
Oh no, what happened?
Yeah, Buckley's audio went out.
Patek took him out.
Yep.
He was going to spill the beans.
They are watching.
What is wrong with releasing a watch every few weeks? I think that's a good thing. Why not? Then you can pick what you like. Something interesting.
I think it waters down the anticipation.
No. They're all different. It's not like it's like, hey, blue dial this week. Hey, two weeks from now, green dial comes out. 2 weeks from after that, orange dial comes out. It's not like that. It's
Boss,
different whole things.
Brody has a good point. He says next year is AP's 150th anniversary. Buckley's head will explode in April. So I hope they have an incredible year. I hope they come out with a whole bunch of cool stuff next year, and they make
No one
it.
cares. No one cares.
I hope
No one's gonna get them. Nobody's gonna get them, and nobody cares.
Wouldn't that be incredible if people could actually get them?
They're not gonna do the rotor thing. I've been told. It might just be select watches or 150th.
With a special color or something?
I think it's the perpetuals. The new perpetuals coming out.
That's right, because they discontinued the previous movement.
Yeah,
they've been
and it's
working
supposed
on
to be really nice. But of course, everything they make is really nice. It's just a matter of if you like it, then probably other people like it. I'm beginning to think that AP is by far the hardest brand
to get
good stuff. I think that they have customers that are spending millions and millions of dollars with them, and it's just a tough nut to crack. There's the aware. It's like the mix of awareness of the brand, how many watches they produce, and how desirable they are, and all three are super high, and the price point, like all four of those things are like really high for AP. Rolex has like huge name recognition, and they have huge, a nice low price, and everybody wants them, but they also make a ton of watches, besides like a Le Mans or whatever. Like they just make so many watches that it's not that hard. It's just not that hard. And Richard Mille, the price point is what keeps it gettable, because people are going to, some people are going to buy more than one Richard Mille in a year, but a lot of people might not for a few years. So I would say F. Bjorn's really high too, probably. but they don't have as much brand recognition as AP. Like I think
sure.
AP is, I mean, we forget how much AP must be growing in brand recognition on a yearly basis right now with Instagram and everything else. Like it shot up like crazy. Everybody in Miami is wearing them. Everybody in LA is wearing them. Like they're very, I would say 5 years ago, if you walked around asking people, it'd be an interesting thing to do. If you walked around New York and said, do you know, like somebody was wearing a watch, you know, Audemars Piguet, you know,
Nobody knows.
you don't think anybody knows?
No, I think I think
If they're wearing a Rolex, you don't think they know AP at this point?
I think very few people know. I think Rolex is like a monster. And
I'm not downing that. I'm just saying, I feel like 5 years ago, you would have been hard pressed. And I think now, I think that it's much more mainstream.
a
It's
little
just
bit.
anecdotal evidence, you know what I mean? Like, and I think Richard Mille has grown a lot in the 5 years as well. FP Journe is still unknown, right? Unless you get into
I
really
think they're
tight
all
watch
unknown.
circles.
Other than Rolex, they're all
You don't think
unknown.
AP?
No, they don't. Nobody knows them.
Yeah.
It's the
Well,
name is
okay. Put it
impronounced.
this way:
It's no
Rolex sells 1 million watches, right? Or
true.
1.2. I don't even know how many it is right now. AP only has to sell 60,000 watches, right? So they need to know about 1/20th ish of the people, you know, need to know about AP for them to, you know, sell the same number of watches.
Mhm.
And, you know, price point and all that. But do you think it's only 1 in 20 people that own a Rolex know about AP? I think it's higher than that.
Mm, I don't think so. I think most people who have
Really?
have a Rolex as their one
All right.
watch, and they don't know about anything else.
Well, I would say older people maybe, but like younger people that are on Instagram, I think it's really hard to not see an AP with all the celebrities wearing them. Everybody talk. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I think you have to be into watches, really into watches, to even notice a reference to another watch brand. Otherwise, it's invisible. We notice it because we're looking at people's wrists. We know the watch brands.
Well, look at
We
like the Tom Brady thing, right? Like we downplay, like from our perspective, it's like, oh, another auction and it's a celebrity selling their watches off. Like we follow the auctions anyway.
Mhm.
But like that brings in a lot of people that don't follow watch auctions. They don't follow things. And it's like, oh, what is that watch? Oh, an AP Royal Oak from Tom Brady? What's that? You know?
Mhm.
Like it actually brings a lot of people, like everybody in New England was following that auction because Tom Brady is so popular. Like
What can you
I
do?
had a relative asking, like, oh, what's he had some diamond watch. Do you know about that? I'm like, yeah, it's AP. Oh, okay. I don't know. I just think that watches in general, like, there's been a huge boom in knowledge about them. I think there's still a long way to go for AP to catch Rolex in terms of recognizability and all that. I'm not saying that, but I think there's been a big change in. I think the numbers growing that know about AP. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but
And the other
they're
brands,
starting from such an unknown
such a low
place that I
number. Yeah.
don't think it matters. In our little world, it matters.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to ask somebody that visits Miami on vacation, you know, and see if everybody's wearing AP and if they all know about it. I mean, they make it, you know, the guys down there make it sound like everybody knows, but it's hard to know. Yeah, I would say Patek is also in the AP, not knowing as much. But I think a lot more people know about Patek too now.
I'd actually say fewer people know about Patek than AP. If you're talking about
Yeah,
just common.
yeah, common, right?
AP's done a much better job of getting their stuff onto celebrities and Instagram culture and stuff like that. I would say AP is way more visible.
Yeah. I don't know.
We
It's
have
just
a
an interesting data point, you know.
we have a hard
Like,
time like trying to step outside of our little bubble, like our watch
yeah,
bubble,
right.
because we know too much. Um, but yeah,
How's it going? I didn't
going great.
catfish you on. I didn't
Uh,
catfish you on. Oh,
no.
I haven't
It's going
seen your
good.
watch in person yet either. I might change my mind. I reserve my judgment.
Oh, that's right now. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Are you gonna
Any
join? Are you gonna join the Spartan Meathead group, America? We need your expertise in there.
Probably he'll join and then get kicked out in like 9 days, like last time.
Yes.
You got a bad fucking attitude, you know that?
May as well start off the year right.
You got a bad fucking attitude.
I like
You're already saying the wrong thing.
it. uh, it'll be spicy that first week.
I'll join. The problem is, if I actually do it, I'm going to scare everybody.
Hmm.
You all are going to be afraid and quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should.
Really
They should
afraid.
be
Yeah.
afraid. Let's
Oh,
not
man,
get too crazy on
I'm shaking in my kith.
Shaking in my kiss. You listen to yourself when you talk sometimes.
No, you do.
Buckley.
Everyone else listens to me.
Buckley's
I don't listen
lost
to
it.
myself.
So you're deaf. You can't hear yourself. Interesting.
Yeah.
So Buckley, we were just talking, and you said sometimes doing nothing is good. And I
Yeah.
just need you to elaborate on what you meant by that.
They've been doing too much garbage, and people are totally. Sometimes you got to reel it back in. Like everyone expects all this shit to come out. It's like no, maybe for a year or two we're not going to do anything other than all
Bro,
these colorways.
Rolex did that in 2024 and everybody shit themselves and had
No,
threw a
they
temper
did. They still
tantrum.
released. They still released.
They released some stuff, but everybody's like, there's no new GMT line. Are you kidding
Watch
me? You didn't.
people.
Everybody was like, oh, they didn't do anything. Rolex is so lazy. Worst brand
Yeah,
in history. They released
it's
a
true.
new bezel.
It's true.
So when they don't
Yeah,
do
watch
anything,
people.
it's
Watch people.
terrible. When they do stuff, it's terrible. I
It's
mean,
true.
come on.
Yeah, take your pick. You want them to not do anything, or do you want them to try something that sucks?
Yeah, if they don't do anything, he's gonna say AP's lazy. They don't do shit. What a terrible brand. They don't
Exactly.
do anything.
It's the
They're phoning
150th.
it
They couldn't
in.
even. They couldn't even put 150 on the rotor,
Yeah.
like the
Why
50th.
would you
And if
want
they put it
150
on,
on the
I know,
rotor?
I'm joking. I'm joking. But you can play. You can
We're
play the
just
other
giving
way.
you a hard time. Yeah.
Listen.
This
I
is the
know you're gonna
problem.
hate me, Boston. I know
This is
you're
the
gonna hate me.
problem. This is the
I know
problem.
you're gonna hate me.
AP's
Hold on.
awesome, but people can't get it, so then they don't like it. Okay,
Here,
that's
You're
what
being
I'll
too
happens.
black
fix
and
AP.
white.
Hold on. I'll fix AP the brand. I will fix them. I'll make
Okay,
them more profitable and more popular than ever in 9 months. Here's how you do it.
install
Five X.
Benihana back.
No, 5X the production of the
Okay,
steel Royal Oaks with black dials and silver dials and start giving them out as first pieces to people.
Hey, don't take my fucking idea, America.
horrible idea.
You didn't put hard numbers on it. You didn't put hard numbers on it. I'm putting
Listen,
hard
Horrible,
numbers.
you're
5X.
taking my
5X the
very
idea.
horrible
production.
idea.
Start pushing them out there. They should be first pieces. People should get them on the wrist. They should get a
Then
taste for
everybody
the
be walking
brand.
around like
They should
Batman's in
really
New
they
York
should
City.
really just make the experience incredible. You're at the AP house, your first piece is a Royal Oak, you're killing it, you're loving this brand. And then when they have the code conversation, you're like, yeah, this Royal Oak's amazing. Let's check a code out. The
And they're
problem
like,
is you can't even get into the
no.
brand now. And yeah,
If I buy
it's
a code,
completely
it'll put me in the
backwards.
red, though,
It's
America. If I
completely
buy a code,
backwards,
You're
it'll
Stop,
taking
put
man.
me in
my
the red.
fucking shit. He took my goddamn idea.
That's the worst idea in history, by the way. I'm
No,
glad
it's a
that you're
great
not.
idea.
No, it's
I'm glad
actually
you're not in
great
charge
idea.
of AP.
It's
You
not.
guys realize that the brands literally exist on exclusivity, nothing more.
No, stop it with that bullshit.
100%. No, 100%.
Stop it with that
That's
bullshit.
what luxury
The
is.
only thing
It's
people want from
exclusivity.
AP is the Royal Oak, and most people that
No.
walk into AP, they want to steal Royal Oak, and they never
No.
want to buy another watch ever
They
again.
wanna flex it if you know code.
No, they don't. No, they don't. You have a
Nobody wants to
sickness.
flex the
You
code.
have a
That's
terminal
okay.
sickness.
All
They
right, we're
do.
getting off the rails here. I can't buy into that.
I
I'm with
like
you about
codes.
75% of the way there.
I think codes are cool.
Okay. I think let's oh no, it's Lolex.
I like
Hey.
them too. The codes
Hey,
are
how's it
sick. The
going?
new
How's it
gold
going,
ones are
Lolex?
amazing.
All right, Lolex, you take over.
Sure.
Your job is to defend AP. I just need a little break, and then Buckley's gonna bash you, and then you have to just defend them. Okay?
Go ahead,
Ready?
dude.
Okay, go
Buckley's
ahead.
been bashing me all day long with his mean text messages.
Good.
It's actually true. I've been shitting all over this kid.
You fucking piece of shit. First of all, kid, I'm older than you. Number one, young man.
Oh,
So fucking
really?
respect your elders. Number one.
That's true.
Number
Yeah,
two.
Lolex is 52 years old. He's about
Exactly.
to retire. Give him a break.
Oh my
When
God,
I look
would
down
love
and
to retire.
slap you, I'll be sure to say please.
Say please and thank you, you motherfucker. Yeah, no, codes are awesome. Codes are fucking great. I think they look sexy as shit, especially if you get them in a precious metal. If they were more reasonably priced, I would 100% buy one. And that's Lolex's stance.
But that's not defending AP. You've done nothing to help reverse their problems.
Okay. All right, I'll defend it. This shit's
Here's-
ugly as fuck. This watch looks like it's half finished with the lug.
I'll tell you the
down and
problem
all
right
that
now.
bullshit.
The problem with AP right now is that the brand experience in the boutique is shit because they won't sell you anything and they're trying to hard
but it's
sell
like
you on
that
stuff you
everywhere.
don't want.
It's like that
Doesn't
everywhere,
matter.
though.
If you can get a good experience, if you can buy a
Diego
piece
would
that you
come on.
want, if you get a black dial steel Royal Oak, first piece, awesome experience, campaign, whatever. You don't have to listen. You don't have to do that for everybody.
You.
Do it
All
for
right,
10% more
all right.
people. Do it for
Yeah.
15% more
This is.
people.
I
Turn the knob a
disagree
little.
that
You
you
got
have
to
to.
turn the
No,
knob a little bit. You got to
no.
turn the knob.
Quality
You got
will
to
go
turn the
down.
knob.
Quality will
Let's
go
turn
down.
the knob.
This
Let's
is
turn the
okay.
knob.
Okay. Here, I'll fix it. I'll give my opinion on how to fix it, which is not
Fire
the right
Ilaria.
opinion either. They're both terrible. No, but what I would do, I wouldn't increase production. What I would say, existing customers, you can only buy one watch a year. So we'll try to
That
get you
would
the
really
best watch
piss a
for
lot of
you.
people
Yeah,
off.
I
It
would.
would.
You'd go everywhere else. That's a
Furious.
terrible idea.
Listen,
I hate
listen.
it. Rolex
The
does that now. They're like,
problem-
Rolex, you're done
No,
for the year.
the problem with AP, FP Journe does it, okay, and that's for FP Journe it works, but I know AP is different. But the problem with AP is that you have huge spenders buying 10 watches a year. 10 watches a year. And then you can't get in the door because they will not give up the 10th watch to you and keep them at 9. They're going to give that person the 10th watch over you. That's the problem right now. They do not have watches. They're not sitting them in the back like Rolex for the VIPs as gifts when they buy diamonds. They're the only thing that's left over is codes and maybe a few of the divers. You know?
Let me ask a question though. The guy that's buying his 10th piece doesn't really. A 41 Royal Oak steel doesn't move the needle. So you're really competing not against the 10th piece guy. You're competing against thousands of people that are trying to get their first watch that don't
They
want
need
the
to
code.
turn the knob on the first piece. You should be able to get a Royal Oak, piece number 1.
At a
Up the
minimum,
production.
they should say,
They don't make enough.
well, they don't make enough, but neither does FP Journe, and they don't just say buy this instead. What they should do,
Yeah, but
is
nobody
say-
likes FP Journe.
what they should do is say,
True.
they should say, look, everybody wants this watch. It's going to take a while, right? It's like you can buy a Submariner as your first piece.
No, but
it might take
But
a while.
the problem is they're sold out with their existing customers for 10 years, but they can't tell you that.
No, they're
Listen,
not.
they're not giving
I'm-
you.
I'm
listen,
telling
they're
you.
not
I'm
giving
telling
you the
you right
first
now.
hit. Every
Not
They
for
good
a 40
dealer
Not
has
for
to
a
give you a
41 Royal
taste.
Oak.
They're
Not
not
for
giving you
41
a
Royal Oak.
taste. AP needs to
thing
give you a taste to
the
get
thing
you
that
in the door with the first
yeah
piece. They're not
the
doing it.
thing that FP Jorn and RM do is they give you a decent first piece to get yourself in the door. Okay. And then they say you can't go backwards. AP doesn't do that. After your third, fourth piece, they'll be like, hey, do you want to steal 41? Be like, why do I want to steal 41? It's like, well, if you want it, you can have one, you know? And
Yeah,
it's
well,
Wait,
like,
wait, wait,
they
wait,
tried
wait.
to do that to
You're
MJ
saying
too. MJ doesn't want that. And
you're saying
it's like a
the fourth
fundamental
piece.
misunderstanding of their customers.
You're
they
saying the
keep
fourth piece
people,
is a steel 41 though? That's shitty.
they, no, they're, it's not your fourth piece. It's just they start offering those pieces to existing customers to keep them on the hook while they wait for the best of the best stuff. Like they're kind of like Patek is giving out Nautiluses and Aquanauts as gifts for people that buy jewelry. AP is screwing up because they're giving out steel Royal Oaks instead of to new customers that might be good long-term customers. They're giving them to keep people, you know,
That's
on
literally
waiting
just the
for 2 or
point that
3
Buckley and I
years.
have been making. Yeah, they
That's
should be giving them
exactly the
out
point.
first piece. That's
So
exactly
what
it. Yes.
you're saying, Boston, is like if Rolex was like, I'm sorry, but there's no way you can get a steel Daytona because we offer not only the white, but then a year later we're going to offer the black to our big heavy hitter. And you're just never going to get there. That's what they're doing with the 41 Royal Oaks.
Yeah, it's basically they're doing them just like the
No, they're not
Daytonas.
though. They're not though. They're not
They,
doing that. You
they
get
are
them as your
doing that.
second watch. You get a 41 steel as your second watch. Everybody knows this.
It should be
Everybody
Uh,
knows
first
it.
watch.
You
It
got
should be
it.
I'm
You
telling
first
got it. Jeff
watch.
got
I
it. Double Crown got it. How many do we have to go through?
so
Listen, I'm not saying they
so
should
they're
pump out
no
100,000 steel Royal Oaks
no
every
no
year.
no.
I'm saying they should increase production and they, 25% more people who would get a steel Royal Oak
Oh,
should get them
okay.
in a year, and it should be a first piece.
All
And they
right,
should
we'll
get
say
a
the same thing
taste.
about Patek then, and say the same thing about Rolex. Everybody should get a
I would
Daytona as
say
their
the
first
same. I
piece.
would say the same thing. I would agree
Everybody
with
should get
that.
a
Why?
GMT
Why?
or a
No, no, no,
Daytona as their
no,
first piece.
no. Why would you get a
Yeah.
Daytona when it's a complication?
Huh?
Actually, I agree with
It's a
that. The
complication.
first piece
Oh,
should be a
It's a
I
sub.
get
You
what you're
should be
saying.
able to
Yeah,
walk in
yeah.
and get a sub. You should be able to walk in and get
So
a
you
sub
can't get a
date. That's
chrono.
your
You
hit.
can't get a
You should be
chrono
able to
AP
walk in
as your
and get a
first.
sub date.
no,
You can't get.
no. You should the 40. The way that they should do it is the 41s or the 37 time only. They should say this is our bottom line entry level watch, which is true. It is, and
Mhm,
you have to register just like Jorn. And if you have to
mhm.
wait 2 years, you wait 2 years, and that's it. That's the way it should
This is
be.
the thing though. I okay. You want them to give out those as a first piece, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
So make it a 4-year wait.
fine.
No.
For Blue
People aren't
Dial,
going to stick
okay.
around that long. They're
Because
not going to
no,
stick
because
around that
I'm
long.
telling you right now, the issue is there's just not enough. No matter
I
how you
know they need
slice
to
it.
increase
So
production.
okay, if let me just give an example. Okay, Jeff, right? He's waiting for a heavier piece. He's waiting around. He's already bought a rose gold, you know, Royal Oak. Well, how long is he going to wait for his next piece? 3 years? No, he can't wait 3 years. Like you just said, like you can't make people wait a year for each watch.
So how would he wait
Okay,
4 years
so
for
how
a
does
steel Royal Oak as a first piece?
no. Hold on. I'm saying this is the problem for them, and this is why the Steel Royal Oaks are going out the door to existing customers. It's to keep them
Appeased.
satisfied,
You're appeased is the word you're looking
appeased.
for.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Appeased.
but they're used to eating filet mignon, and
Who's
to
more?
satisfy them,
Who's more
you're
important?
giving them
Okay, hold on.
French fries. They don't want French
Okay,
fries.
who's more
They want
important
more
to the brand?
they want Wagyu.
I, I would love for you to make a case that you buying a Royal Oak as your first piece is more important to the brand than somebody that's bought 3 or 4 codes and other stuff and are waiting on, higher level tourbillons. I would love to hear that
I would say that if
you're
you're
a
waiting
better
for
customer.
if you have tourbillons, why would you want to steal Royal Oak? Is that really like is
They're using it to keep you at bay from breaking down their door and saying, "F you, I bought all these things. Where's my tourbillon?" They're
like
saying,
that's my
"Hey, here's a steel one. If you
I
flip it,
don't
no
think
big
that
deal."
works.
yeah,
I
but
don't
they
think
don't
that
I'm
want
just
works.
that.
telling you,
You're
it
way
doesn't work
beyond
great.
that with the
I'm just saying.
tourbillons.
I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah,
saying.
well,
I
that's
think
why
that's
that's
what's
why the
happening.
company
I think that's what's
that's
happening.
why
I'm
the
not saying it's
company's
right.
being run into the ground. The
I'm
company's
not saying
being
it's
run
right.
into the ground.
I'm not
That's what's
saying it's
happening.
right.
Is that yeah, it's
No,
wrong,
I
but
think
the company is suffering because of their fucking poor practices.
I don't think they're suffering. I think that there's the bigger issue is that they can't there's too much demand for what they're trying to do. And I wish there was a way for it to be Royal Oak is your first piece, you have to wait 2 years. Everybody at the top,
They can do
if
it.
you're gonna
They can
wait,
do it.
if you're gonna wait, I'm just saying they should be doing this. They're not doing it, but I think it would be more fair and it would appease people more if you set the standard that like, hey, every 2 years, if you're looking at a tourbillon, you have to wait 2 years for your next big piece. Sorry.
Do
If
you
you
know
if you
why it
get a
doesn't work
if you
though?
get a because they're buying too many
Do you
watches from the same people.
know the reason why it doesn't work? The truth is the reason it doesn't work is because the code and the offshore do not have demand at all. There's no demand. People enter the brand through the Royal Oak and they leave the brand through the Royal Oak, and everything in between is just grenades you need to fall on. Unless you have education on the brand and you get to play with the codes and the offshores,
Diego, the
you warm up to
fade.
them.
Ooh, Buckley, shut up. This is way more important. Let's see this fade.
It is way more important.
Oh, Diego, I love it. Oh, Diego, that's
Way
sick.
better.
Yeah, put
Way
your
better.
fucking arms down. Let's move
This
your
is so
face a
much
little.
better. Why would you
Diego,
ever
I'm
not get that
complimenting
type
you.
of haircut? What's wrong
Diego,
with
I'm
you?
Let's
complimenting
just
you.
let's get back to AP.
Shut up,
No.
No,
dude.
Why
no,
would
Your
you
hair is
Diego's.
ever
This
awesome.
is great.
no,
Your hair
put
is
him
great. Look
why
at
would you
this.
not do this ever again?
Oh, you
Why
come
oh
on,
my
dude. Let
God.
us pay you a compliment. Let us give you a compliment.
I have a comment to
You're,
make about AP, by the way. After
dude,
this,
you're less gay now.
I love it. I think it looks great. I'm not being an asshole. I think it looks good on you. Take it, you
thank you.
insecure child. Yeah.
There you go.
You
Super chat from
collectors.
Kurt, $5 says, "Cheers to the watch discussion."
Kesslowitz is calling you. 1
Dude, we're
minute.
not
Thanks,
bullshitting you.
Kurt.
That's fucking great. Don't ever get
Thank
a
you, Kurt.
different
Appreciate
haircut.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
I gotta
ever
read
not
this.
do that.
Yeah,
All
dude,
right.
take the compliment. Don't be
Here's my
gay.
thoughts on AP. I met with a guy from AP, and he told me that there's guys that have spent $1 million and they're still waiting on ceramics. Right?
Yep.
I think the problem with AP is that they have those watches on their websites, and people think they're gettable. I I think they're equivalent to like a green
Like a
dial,
rainbow Daytona or something.
Rainbow Daytona, green dial 5711, which was never on the website,
Yeah.
maybe Piece Uniques. They are off catalog. Like I would say 30 to 35% of AP's Royal Oak catalog, I would consider off catalog.
Oh
But
yeah.
there's so many people that see it on the website and they go in and they ask for those pieces. And instead, it'd be like me going into Patek and saying, I'd like a 5811 baguette bezel. They're going to be like, Diego, just no. But instead, AP is like, yeah, let's get there. Sounds good. Sounds good. And a lot of people don't understand that that is 20 watches before you get a ceramic open work, right? Or a
No, I think
titanium turb or whatever it might be.
no.
I
Yeah.
mean, but you got to admit though, Boston, like those pieces are very special, and the
Mhm.
marketing of those pieces, they kind of downplay just how fucking crazy they are. And there's so many people that are playing this game trying to get to that level. So many people, and a lot of them don't understand that it's not never going to happen.
The real
Um,
reward for
It's
these
just
guys,
not.
if they're going to reward them with the 41 millimeter steel Royal Oak after they've bought 3 or 4 pieces, they're into the brand, whatever. It should be the blue dial, the green dial, etc. So they
mhm,
can still look down on the pores who got the black or
mhm,
the silver dial as their first piece. But they
mhm.
should still, people should still be able to get the black or the silver dial steel as a first piece to get into the brand, because that's what people are there for. And you don't know if somebody gets that as a first piece. They could stick around for 10 or 15 years and they really like the piece and the brand and the experience, and they buy it, they buy a code, they buy an offshore, they go on the journey. But putting an absolute roadblock in front and just saying like, yeah, you have to buy this watch. You don't know the brand, or you're not into the brand yet, but you have to buy this watch you don't like until you get the watch that you actually want from us. I don't know how long that works.
So yeah. So I understand what you both are saying, and there could be a portion of people that don't get how hard it is to get those pieces, like maybe, but I think there's also like, I think there's just mega buyers at the AP level, and there's mega buyers at Patek level, and
The difference
we already
with Patek,
know,
though, is that many people, when they get the 5811 or 5712, they're like, yeah, all right, this was awesome. AP customers are foolishly chasing off catalog pieces, and they don't realize it. At least with Patek, it's kind of understood that like there are different levels, and unless you're like someone put in the chat, Kevin Hart or like some chic, it's just not happening. But to your point, Boston, if there are that many people that are on that crazy journey that will never get there, you're right. AP, if they want to keep them, yeah, they probably do offer them. The 50th anniversary of the Royal Oak was a great example. That was a great year for AP to appease their current customers. Like, look, ceramic didn't come in, but look at this. This is very special.
Right.
And maybe, I don't know, because I heard the 150th are all going to be perpetuals, but maybe if there are some non-perpetual versions, that will be their appeasement pieces for the year. But I don't think long-term it's good for the brand, because if they keep turning away first-time buyers for Royal Oak, those first-time buyers will never buy a code. They'll never buy an offshore. If they're of the opinion of, why can't I get this watch, right? Yeah. And eventually you're going to kind of run out of customers. You're not going to be able to sell the big whale his 10th steel Royal Oak. And you're just, it's not good. It's AP thinks very short term. They're very reactive.
Uh-oh, what the fuck?
Oh, AP shut him down. AP nuked him. He was saying too much.
Go out.
They're too powerful.
He's magic trackpad.
Switzerland's too powerful.
What I'm saying, they're very reactionary. And I don't know if maybe in this market, because new products take 3 years, you kind of have to be. I don't know. But they have the ability to build a long-term customer fan base. But telling people that you can't get a Royal Oak as your first watch is not how you do that.
Well, okay. Let me just. I really agree with you that I understand that people aren't going to get into the brand because they can't buy a Royal Oak as the first one. Like, I understand that, but I'm just telling you what I know of AP. I'm not saying it's right, and I disagree with it personally, but I think what happens with AP is there's so much demand. They get emails. Like, I'm sitting there, they're just answering these stupid emails about Blue Dial 41 all day long. Okay. And it's just the demand is off the charts for that model. And ceramic's the same thing, but it's on a higher level. And so the problem for them is that they have customers that will buy 10 watches in a year, and they keep feeding them. And that's been their model. Okay, you're exclusive, right? How do you maintain exclusivity? You limit how many customers, and you just give them a ton of watches. Okay.
Can I answer that or make a point to that really quick?
Yeah.
Just first question, I just need yes or no. Are those customers buying codes and offshores? Yes or no? Yes. So maybe this is AP's way of saying, who are the people that are going to spend money no matter what? And
Yeah.
it's the people that will take anything that's offered because those people are chasing the pieces that OC has on the screen right now.
Yep.
They know that. The brand
Yep.
knows that.
Yep.
And AP is willing to not give a fuck about people that actually have a specific watch they want. And they're literally just like, who's the biggest cash
They
grab
don't.
for us?
Yeah. No, not cash grab. So from their perspective, they're like,
Rewarding the
they're
guys
fighting
that's gonna
with
buy any code or
Right.
offshore that's offered to them versus
No,
someone like
no.
America walking in that's like, I really love this watch. To me, it's like they don't. It's all about the money. It's all about the money.
No. It's about as
Well, because think about this: if you
their
don't,
brand is
if you
focused on these
don't,
whales, okay,
if you don't,
and they're
appease-
fighting against like Patek and RM for
but if
whale
you
money.
stop appeasing the whale, Boston, you lose the whale, and then who are you going to sell your
I
codes
know.
and offshores to? You don't. You're
No, I
fucked.
know.
Yeah,
I know.
Boston. A,
No, I'm
always
no,
B,
no,
B,
I'm
C,
again.
selling.
I'm not saying it's the right strategy. I'm
No,
just
I don't.
saying
I'm not saying
it,
you are either,
it
but
is what
that's what's happening.
and some of it is like, unfortunately, some of it is just the nature of how things have developed over time. It's like the demand's off the charts. Okay, what do? Well, my guy that I've been selling watches to for 5 years all of a sudden wants 10 watches this year. Great. I've been working with this guy for 5 years. I'll keep pumping him full of watches. Great. And at the height of the market, those people are getting most of the watches, right? Existing customers and maybe some new people that are super wealthy. Then they were like, "Ooh, wait a second, we're out of watches." Well, what do you mean we're out of watches? We need new customers too. Okay, well, let's offer codes and then we'll give them a Royal Oak as a second watch. If they can't qualify with a code or offshore to get the Royal Oak, they're probably not a great whale, right? Because honestly, if I was AP and I'm like, hey, I can sell a $250,000 tourbillon to this guy, let me give him a Royal Oak to just get him on the hook and like, let's see where it goes. They probably do that sometimes, right?
They can sell a tourbillon to anybody, right? They don't have an issue selling that.
They're 250,000.
They have an issue selling the codes and offshores, and they've found a class of customer that will buy that stuff, no questions asked. And good for them; they're in the business of making money. So if that's the answer as to why you can't get a Royal Oak as your first watch, it's because they don't want to lose the whales. Then fine,
right.
That's just what it is.
I
feel like
whales.
I feel like
I don't think
that's
the
what it
whales give a
is.
shit. I don't think the whales give a shit about a
Well, that's
steel
part
Royal
of it
Oak with a
too.
black
That's
dial. I
that's
don't think
part
they
of it
care.
too, America, and it's the same problem that you see at Rolex and Patek. Even it's like, do you think the person that's buying $2 million worth of diamonds really cares about that 5811 you're giving them? It's just like a party favor for them. They probably stick it in their watch box. Oh,
I think they do care because because you can buy
not as
jewelry.
much as us.
Well, hold on. You can buy much better quality jewelry from much more prestigious brands than what is offered at Buchra or Mayer's Jewelers. Let's be real. If you really care about buying your wife jewelry, you're going to go to Tiffany. You're going to go to Cartier. You're not going to go to the local AD that sells Patek.
Yeah, I mean, some people.
So those people do care. That's the whole reason that they're buying from that store. Like I hear all the time in Atlanta, I got a much better guy. He gives me much better deals than the AD, but I'm going to buy my wife shit from there.
Yeah.
Because I want XYZ.
Yeah, they tie it in with the watches. 100. Yeah.
They definitely care about
they try to service, the client and get them, everything in one package, which makes sense. But I'm just saying, like, these brands are fighting over the whales and the whale money, and because it's limitless, right? It's like if you have a customer that every time you want to sell something, you call that person up every 3 months and they buy it, and then you get them a nice watch, like it's easy, it's great for the brand, and then you have all of this noise of like, I think AP would rather sell to 5,000 customers, 10,000 customers, the 60,000 watches. Say it's 6 watches per customer. I think they would love that. Only 10,000 people to interact with and deal with, and the
I
rest
don't
are
think
just
so at
like
all. I think that level of customer concentration in a consumer business is a
It's
huge
dangerous.
risk. I
It's
actually would
dangerous.
not,
no. And I
but they
think
don't want that.
ideally no, right? Ideally no, but that's if I don't think they actually have that many customers. I'm just saying I don't know. I don't know the answer, right? I wish it was more, hey, you know what? First time people, we really want to try to get them in, and we think this person is going to be a long-term customer, and this person's really going to appreciate the watch and they're not going to flip it. All the same stuff that we always get told. All of that goes out the window for every single brand. I don't care if it's AP gets a bad reputation for this, but part of it is just the number of watches to the demand is so stupid high, and even Rolex sometimes gets that a little bit.
Yeah,
But they
it's a
make a
Rolex
million
problem.
watches, right?
The Rolex
You know,
problem, it's a Patek
but
problem too, for sure.
right, right, and
Yeah.
it's
But
like
And I would actually say Patek is worse as far as like the go fuck yourself part
right,
of everything. Patek's way worse.
right,
so when Patek does it, the notion that I get is you're just not the type of customer we want, meaning you're not in the
right.
class financially. AP does it in a very annoying way where they're like, well, if you love the Royal Oak, you should love the code and you should love the offshore. It's like, no, not really. To me, that's very annoying
Yeah,
that
I
you
know what
have
you're
to be a fan.
like.
You have
It
to be a
should be a
fan of the whole
class. It
brand.
should be a class thing versus a fan of the brand thing,
Yeah.
right? Their phrasing is wrong, and I also 100%. I think that they should be expanding their customer base by saying 1 watch a year, guys. That's our new policy. And like, is that going to piss some people off? Temporarily, yes. But you know what? Go buy it on the gray market, fine.
Or you
Like
could
in
just say
between, like
you could
whatever.
just say one new watch this year. You don't have to say one new watch per year, like as a rule. You could just say like, guys, for this year, 1 watch. We'd like for you to focus on 1 watch.
No, I'm saying if you get a ceramic, you got a 2-year wait for another, ceramic piece. If you get a tourbillon, it's a 1-year
Yeah.
wait for another tourbillon. Just get those rules in place.
And that's
They
not
might
a
have
bad,
them internally. They might have them internally, but not telling people. But like,
it's
you
it's
really
not a
should be
bad,
telling people.
it's not a bad rule either. My AD that has Patek, they're
Right.
and people can say they lie to you, whatever, but they tell me and have told other people, you get 1 sports Rolex a year. We have so
Right.
many people that we need to keep
Right.
happy. And I think that's great. It doesn't bother me. I'm not like, oh, what the
Right.
fuck? Like, it's fine. It gives you time to
that
enjoy your watch.
transparency is good. It's good to have transparency.
And speaking of transparency, I was also told that the status quo used to be when someone came in and said, I'd love a skeleton or whatever, ceramic, whatever, that you kind of told them like, oh, okay, yeah, those are hard, but let's see what we can do. Today, they're saying that when people come in and they say, hey, I just want a ceramic, blah, 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 they're telling customers now, you could probably just go buy it on the gray. Like,
Right.
you won't be able to get it from us. Just go buy it on the gray.
Right. Yeah.
And if they start doing that with people for the Steel Royal Oak,
Yeah.
is that a good thing? I don't know. I think that's too much of the bread and butter of the brand that you start turning enough people away, word gets out. People don't want to be associated with that. It's a little dangerous to only cater to the whales. And to America's point, you don't want to limit yourself to a small pool of customers, because when something does go wrong, it's a very dramatic swing of the pendulum,
Yeah. So I guess the
just a small
question is
correction.
this. The question really is AP able to acquire enough new customers through the codes and through the offshores and then give them a Royal Oak, then similar to Patek saying 3 dress watches and everybody's buying a dress watch before they get an Aquanaut. Right?
They probably are
They
to an
probably are right
extent,
now,
to an
right?
extent, but what AP needs to admit and understand is that perhaps they released a watch that people just don't like. And it's not the customer's fault, and you shouldn't punish the customer for it. You shouldn't make the customer do something that they might not want to. Like that's
I think
take
I don't
the L.
know.
Take the L.
I understand what you're saying. They might not want to. I think there are customers that want the code, and I think it does sell.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think
of course.
you're comparing it to a Royal Oak selling, but I mean, look right now. I think codes are selling better than precious metal Rolexes sitting in the case, right? I mean, there's still like same with Pateks. Like, are Pateks not selling? Oh, there's some Pateks in the case like that you could buy, but
Yeah,
like
they'll be okay. They've got limited numbers,
Right.
but the problem is, I said earlier, AP is reactionary. But if they don't react to people not liking the codes, like honestly, if it was me in charge of AP, I'd say, all right, we're not going to kill the code, but we're going to like make way more steel Royal Oaks. We're going to reduce the number of codes. If people want a code, they can get it or they can wait a couple months. But people are walking in our doors for steel Royal Oaks. Why the fuck are we not making more? Why are we making it so hard to give people what they want? OC, let me ask you a question. Is that not the ethos of a company, is to give your consumers what they want? Obviously, there's a little bit that you have to be careful with about don't oversaturate the market.
Right.
But if they can make a damn cause watch, right? They can put the R&D into that. They think like what? They can't react to people wanting Royal
They
Oak?
are though. They probably make 35,000 out of their 60 and apply the same thing to Patek.
No,
Patek is
but-
saying literally we're not going to make more than 10,000 of them.
Yeah, but
and
of
we don't
those
want
30
you to buy them.
of those 35, how many of those are true steel 41s? Not enough is the answer. Right?
I mean, yeah, it's the same though. Rolex makes 50,000 Pandas, or like they should. Why are they making 300,000 Pandas? Right? Like there's just like a limit to the. Like you don't want your quality to go down, but also like the hard reality for us, I think, as consumers is like they want to be exclusive. These brands want to turn customers away. They want to make it hard to get something. They want to make it be like, oh, you're a big deal. You're wearing this brand. They want that.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case 10 years ago. What changed?
I
Did
think
they
that
see
they've
the
gotten
did they see the
status.
last did they
They've
see the
created
last 3
status
years?
for AP. And the same thing
be-
that Patek does. Patek doesn't want you as a customer if you're not into it.
Well, they better be
and-
careful because when they create that type of environment, when people stop buying watches, they're going to be left holding the fucking bag.
Yeah, but that I think that's why they're going after the whales, because when you get the whales, this is the thing with these brands. If you get a whale, you have a customer, like regardless of what happens in the economy. These guys buy no matter what. They have so much money. And again, you call them if you ever have to move a watch. It's the same people that Rolex call when they're trying to sell these like, precious metal watches right now that are sitting in the case. Who are they calling?
Yeah, like Jeff.
They're calling me, Jeff, MJ, like all these people trying to like sell us these watches, and they know we have we haven't asked for this watch at all, right? It's like no, but this person, is wealthy enough to buy these watches regardless of what's happening, and let me give them a call, right? And they're happy to do that. And I think I think all these brands know that, and they're kind of fighting over these same kind of customers that are like that, like across the board. They're like, hey, how do we get more of those VIP clients? How do we get more celebrities? How do we get more people that will just buy stuff and be, because it's status for the brand. And that's ultimately, Swiss watch industry is built on brand reputation. It is. Like the AP name and the Patek name and the Rolex name are more important than the actual watch.
I think that's a very recent notion. I think the Swiss watch industry was built on creating fine pieces of art, if you want to call it that, and offering them to customers. I don't think it was ever about let's be exclusive, right?
Well, I think
That's
that happened.
it's a
I
very
think that.
modern notion.
Well, I
And
think
if the whole thing is like, let's get this watch on celebrities' wrists so that people notice us and people want to buy us, but then when they come into your doors, you say no, what was the point? What's the
Right.
point of having LeBron James wearing a Royal Oak if when your customer comes in the door and says, "Hey, I saw this on LeBron. I like it. I'd love it." They go, huh, "No, buy one of these. Buy a code that has never been on the wrist of LeBron. Buy an offshore that you'll never see on his wrist."
Mhm.
What's the point?
I
What's the point
yeah.
of all
I
that
mean,
brand recognition
I
if you're
think
going to
that
tell people no?
what
You,
it is it's the lead of it's the luxury industry, and you see everybody that is being appointed in these watch brands is coming from a luxury background. Okay, and I think when the watches switched, quartz crisis, and they came back in and they became fine art and status and luxury goods, as opposed to like you wear it on your wrist, timekeeping, everyday stuff. I think that some of that has bled over, that it's like
yeah.
the brand status is really, really important. I mean, I think it's always been tradition, and brand is super important to the Swiss culture. And Patek, AP, Vacheron, like Breguet, like these big brands that have been around, Cartier, like it really is about like that's why they don't change their timepieces very often. That's why they don't like do some of the crazier stuff, is that it's all about that for them. And I think there's an exclusivity. I mean, they want to keep it exclusive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's why Rolex. I mean, Rolex learned. All these watch brands learned from the other luxury goods industry. Oh, don't even put the product out there. Say it's gone, and then take the last one out of the back. Like it's like this old move that everybody used to do. Selling stuff. Oh, there's one left. It's your
Yeah, but
lucky day.
that's not a
Idea.
brand thing. That's the ADs trying to sell as much shit as they can.
Right, but that came from other industry. Other parts of luxury industry, like Hermes does it, and other. There's other parts that they learned that from, and now it's like there's never going to be a panda in the case. I'm sorry, like never ever. There's no reason to ever put it in the case. And AP is never going to have a ceramic perpetual sitting in the case.
Like, yeah, but you got to remember too. Hermes makes many different. I mean, they make blankets for. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right.
Hermes is trying to.
They're selling everything. They're selling all
sell,
the other stuff, right?
Yeah, but they're trying not to just sell purses. Like they realize, hey, nobody's buying our $20,000 blanket. Like, fuck. What are we gonna do? Shut down that? No, just tell people that they can't get the purse until they buy more stuff.
But they don't want to be a Birkin company. They want to be a fashion company, right?
Right.
So that's why they don't only they only make Birkins, right? They could only make Birkins if they wanted to and make more. And that's the whole argument you guys are making. Like, why don't you sell a Birkin as their first thing? Why do you make them buy other things to get that Birkin?
Do you think, Boston?
It's because they sell a ton of the other stuff. I don't know.
I know we all think that we all appreciate the code, all that, those nice warm words about the code. But on a whole, I think the reaction of the industry is they don't like it. And do you think AP will ever admit to that and make changes?
I don't. Let me put it this way. I think AP is comfortable with how much people like the code. I don't think they wanted to replace the Royal Oak. I think that people they said, well, we can't only be a Royal Oak. We don't want to make. We're kind of like a lot more young, modern, whatever. They don't want a stuffy dress watch. And Patek is making those, and we're competing against Vacheron. Now we have Independence, like all this stuff. Like, let's try to make something more modern, fresh, new, everything.
Yeah,
And
I get
that's where they came out with it. And
I
I
get
think it's still early. So, but
I-
I think they'd probably come out with a new line before they would just discontinue that line, because
Yeah.
it's not that they're all sitting in there in the case and nobody wants them. They're still selling them and people do enjoy them. And I think they've gotten to a point where they're good looking watches. I mean, what if they went to only Star Wheel versions and kept them, and then started a new line of square Royal Oaks and called it the I don't know, the cube Royal, the cube oak,
The Daniel Katz.
right? No, I'm just saying, right? Like the Royal Pine. It's the Royal Pine line, guys. Come on, get on board with it.
Diego, if they
That's
came out
not
with a
it.
code, if they came out with a code that was thinner and smaller, like 37 mil, 38 mil, would you
Yeah.
like that? Would you be interested? I mean, they do. It's a women's, huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah, if they do a Star Wheel in 38, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the Star Wheel. If it was smaller, it might be something interesting. But then you have to look at empirically compared to other watches in that same price bracket, is it
Yeah.
better? And
Right.
I don't know that it is. That's the problem with the code. That's one of the problems, is the price point and what else can you get for that price, including a Royal Oak, which
Yeah.
would be cheaper. So
I would, yeah, and that's why the whales are important to them, because they will buy that regardless of the price. They don't even look at the price. Oh, I like that watch. They walk in. Like, I know people that have walked in, tried on a code that was sitting there in the case. Hey, we have this one in. Oh, cool. Let me try it on. Oh yeah, I like it. I'm gonna buy it. Right.
yeah,
And it's like
this,
that's just part of who they're dealing with. But I think I would be more on people's side if I felt like AP was doing what Patek is doing. AP is doing the opposite of what Patek is doing. AP is trying to make as many Royal Oaks in steel as they can without losing quality. And they're literally trying to pump them out. Okay. They can't make enough. Even with that, they make, 35,000 Royal Oaks in steel, and the rest of their watches, like maybe 1,000 of their special watches. That's it. And then they have like the gold watches and the divers and all that other stuff, right? They're only making like, I don't know, 8,000 codes. It's not that many, it's just not that many watches. So it's like Patek's, their auto zones and their whatever lines. Like it's really not that many watches. So I think people put so much focus on it because they say like, oh, AP is the one trick pony. It's like, well, they're trying to resolve that. They came out with a code. They're only making a few amount. They're trying to still make as many Royal Oaks to get that out to customers. Like, I don't know what else they can do. They either go down to just Royal Oak, then everybody's like, oh, I'm sick of just a Royal Oak. I think they need to build up. I think the code is the first model, and then I'd like to see them build kind of slimmer sports watches, like more on the sporty side with the divers and the offshores. Like, get a really solid line of thinner, more wearable ones as well. They can still have the chunky line, but like maybe come out with a whole line that's like more sporty, and then come out with some real dress watches that are high end, complicated dress watches too. Like, get a mix of things going. But I don't know, maybe that's their time limit. I don't know.
Yeah. What's interesting is if they're only making 8,000 Royal Oaks, that they're still making that. You got to get one of these before you can get the Royal Oak. Or I'm sorry, 1159. If they're only making 8,000
It's all
1159s,
bullshit, dude.
the fact that
No,
they're
no,
making you
I'm
get
saying-
one
No,
is like, it's
so the
telling.
making you get one thing is it's a qualification process.
That's
if
so
you're-
fucked up.
No, but everybody qualifies everybody, okay? If you go in and you have a reference from somebody that's a big AP collector, and they're like, yeah, this guy's cool, he does this, he's got all these watches, he's going to spend a
No,
bunch
let's
of money
forget
with
that.
you,
Let's forget
then they're
that.
gonna give you a
Forget-
Royal Oak.
Yeah, forget all of that. The guy that walks in that has no friends, who can carry on a conversation, who
They
can
don't want that
afford.
person.
Yes, they do.
I'm
They
just
will
telling
sell
you
them.
right now. No,
Boston,
as
they
soon
will
as you
sell
said
anyone who has a pulse. Anyone who has a pulse and has the money, they'll sell
no,
a
no,
coder and offshore too.
No,
Yes.
He's
not
saying
the
a
point.
Royal Oak. I'm
That's not the
saying
point
if
I
he
was
doesn't have
making.
friends,
Hold on.
he's
The
not.
point I was
important.
making. The point I was making is that if somebody doesn't go in with the reference, they go in
Right.
cold, and they say, "Hey, I fucking love the Royal Oak. It's an amazing watch. I've got this. I've got that." If they're only making 8,000 1159s and
Codes,
people
yeah.
or codes, and people love them so much,
Mhm.
then why are they still telling this guy, "Oh yeah,
Exactly.
you need to buy a code first"?
Because
They're not
that
selling.
guy's
It's because they're
no,
not
that guy's
selling.
no, it's because that guy's
Austin,
not
it's because they're
qualified.
not. It's because they're not selling.
No, they
No,
are
because they're
selling the
not
codes.
selling.
No,
They're
They're
not
selling
selling.
the codes.
they're
They're
not
selling the
saying.
codes.
"Oh, we're
They're
going
not
to
selling them for a kosher reason, Boston.
to
No,
say
no.
that
You guys are
hold
not
on.
okay.
To say
Listen.
that they have to qualify you, like, "Oh, we will only sell you a Royal Oak if you can prove to us that you have the funds to buy an 1159, Monsieur." That's
No.
stupid.
No,
That's
it's the same.
ridiculous.
Every
They
brand
can't-
is doing this. Every brand is doing
No,
this
they're
on a
not.
different
No,
level.
you're
No, they're
I'm
not.
not.
telling you,
Not every brand is
100%.
doing this.
You can go
Okay,
buy.
Patek's doing it. Rolex is doing it.
Patek
Richard
is
Mille
not doing it.
AP's, yes, they are.
No,
Three.
Patek
Okay,
is not
three
doing
dress
it.
watches. What is that? Buy three
But
dress watches. Buckley.
your
Buy three
fundamental
dress
mistake.
watches.
Your
Did you buy
fundamental
three dress
mistake.
watches yet?
No,
Your fundamental
Boston.
mistake is you keep comparing the Nautilus and Aquanaut to the Royal Oak when Patek is not about the Nautilus or Aquanaut. They make like none of them
True.
because it's not supposed to be a thing. You're
Nautilus
supposed to
and
go into Patek
Nautilus.
Philippe and buy a complication.
Yeah.
Nautilus
so is the Royal
is
Oak.
the equivalent.
So is the Royal
hold on,
Oak.
hold on. Nautilus is the equivalent of an
Why
AP
is AP
Of the
perpetual.
have to
code.
be? Why
Time out,
does AP
time out.
have to be about the
Hold on,
Royal
hold
Oak, and why can't they be about the code?
The
Maybe they want to
Nautilus
be
and the
about the code.
Aquanaut are the equivalent of the code.
Here's the thing, Boston. Rolex isn't making.
That's
Look,
true.
the Royal Oak is the steel Royal Oak is a Submariner of AP. Rolex isn't qualifying buyers to get a Submariner, right? And with Patek,
You got okay. This is what I think
hold
is
on.
annoying you guys.
Hold on.
Yeah.
With Patek, the Nautilus is not the equivalent of a 41 Royal Oak. The Nautilus is the equivalent of a perpetual. It's not ceramic level, but it's close. So if Patek is making you buy 3 pieces to get the equivalent of a perpetual Royal Oak, fine, right? Patek doesn't have anything below that in the sports category, so they're kind of forced to. AP, they've got a starter watch. They've got the 41 Royal Oak and steel. And if you're saying that they're qualified, they're making people buy codes to qualify, well, they don't have enough codes to qualify all these new customers because they've only got 8,000. So what are they going to do when 8,000 people come in and buy codes?
They don't need 8,000 new customers. That's the problem.
Well, guess what's going to happen to AP if there's a huge market downturn? They're going to suffer.
I'm not worried at
already
all about
happening.
AP.
They won't go out of
about
business.
AP. I'm not
They
worried
won't go out
about
of
AP.
business, but they're going to start offering.
This is
they're gonna start-
fundamentally. This is
hold
fundamentally.
on. They're going to start wanting those new customers, Boston. They're going to be begging for those new customers.
Okay. I don't think they're anywhere close to that level. I think that fundamentally the issue is like the brands don't tell you. You have to figure it out. They're not transparent about it. It's almost like they're haphazard with how they approach things. All the brands are doing these weird things where they're like, hey, buy 3 dress watches. We've been told that, right? Buy 3 dress watches and then you get a sports.
I've never been told that.
Yeah, you haven't.
Jeff hasn't, but you haven't either. You haven't either.
No, but listen.
You haven't
What
either,
happened?
though.
Why not? This is the fundamental thing that everybody has to just wrap their head around. If you're qualified, all the brands are trying to qualify people, okay? If you're qualified by somebody saying, this guy's good, thumbs up, what happens?
No, it's not about qualification. It's
Yes.
how much. No, it's about we need to
Look at
sell
OC.
watches because it's our
What
business.
did OC do? He got
They're trying to get as much money out of. They're
No,
trying to
he's
get as
never
much
going to buy a
money out of
code.
OC.
They know.
Yeah, but they're
No.
trying to get as much money out of him as they can. It's
They're
not
trying
about
to get money out of
qualifying.
everybody.
Yeah, but it's not about qualifying. It has nothing to do with
Hun-
qualifying. It's
no,
we have watches to sell that aren't selling.
No.
We need to sell them.
Nope.
How do we
it's
do
not.
it?
It's they're trying to qualify who are the best customers for them, who are going to spend the most money long term. That's who they're looking for. They're trying to
Right.
put the watches on
That's
the most
right.
Yeah,
influential people,
that's a
right.
totally
the
different.
richest people, and that's their approach. And so what they're saying is they're saying this: if you come in cold, okay, you don't know anybody, you don't know anybody that has APs, you don't know anybody that has 4 or 5 APs that can introduce you to us. You have nobody. Are you sure? Okay, here's a code. Okay, that's another way of saying it. Okay, you buy this code, you'll become that person that checks off your box. Okay?
Why do they care though? Why do they care though that if you know somebody else that has AP?
Because that means you're not connected to the wealthiest people for them. Okay? That's it's the same thing. Like if I walk in with a Richard Mille into AP, you don't think they'd offer me a Royal Oak?
Yeah, I don't disagree with what
100%.
Boston's saying.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
disagree
like,
with what he's saying there.
like
Yeah.
that's. I try to like. I understand a collector's perspective that's going across these brands and trying to navigate and trying to go in there and say, I just really want a jumbo. That's all I want. You know, like I understand that. Or I just want a blue dial Royal Oak. Like that's it. Like I got all these other brands. Like, can I just buy it from you? I don't want to buy it from the gray market. Like I understand that. But like from their perspective, they're saying, unless you qualify by either knowing somebody that's a big AP that can introduce you, or you check this box or these boxes, like you're not in the club.
No, I get it. Look, and I totally understand all of that.
Yeah.
I'm looking 5-10 years out, and I think what they're doing is a mistake.
Fundamentally wrong. It's going to implode.
I think Boston, they can keep doing that, but they could also appease. Like I don't mind brands being selective. I think that's their right. I don't think that should be based on who do you know or whatever. I think it's if you're a good guy and if you're a watch collector, we'll take care of you. And I think right now there's just a little bit too stringent of requirements to get a Royal Oak as your first watch. I think they need, if they loosen up on that, word will get out. Like if Buckley went to Italy and they said, nah, we can't sell you Royal Oak, but then he went to AP House 2 or 3 times, they gave him a Royal Oak as his first watch, Buckley would be the biggest AP fanboy. He'd be a customer for life.
But the thing, Diego, it's even more simple than that. Boston said something where they're selling all the codes, everything's fine. They're not going to put anything into the case. They don't need to. I bought my code. I bought my code over a year ago, and they had 4 or 5 codes in the case, and they had 3 offshores in the case.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're trying to compare what you see at your little boutique, right? And I'm not saying that in an insulting way. Boston is a very small boutique, and you're in America. Around the world, I'm telling you, this AP thing that you're talking about is not real. It's horseshit. There's not as many whales. And actually, Boston, I'd like you to point to one whale that has continued buying stuff below retail over the last 24 months. Not someone that you say, yeah, but that's a cop. You can't say, oh, I know this guy in the Illuminati group. Name one collector that we all know that has done it. Also, name a collector who hasn't sold.
Like Humble Pine, you mean? Type of collector? Is that
He
what you
hasn't
mean?
bought. He hasn't bought.
Well, hasn't bought one this year, you mean?
He hasn't bought AP.
Didn't he
unless
buy
it's above retail.
Didn't he buy he bought the diamond
Over retail.
41 thing. Okay.
Over retail.
Yeah, but okay. It doesn't. So I don't understand like what the issue is with, like, you guys are worried about AP falling off some imaginary cliff, right? Where people aren't going to buy codes in offshores. They don't need to sell code in offshore. They can leave code in offshores in their case for 10 years, never sell a single one, because they're vertically integrated. Literally, it doesn't even touch what they're making. If they only sold Royal Oaks, they would make tons and tons and tons of money. They're fine. Like they're not going to
Yeah,
close
but
their
we're
doors
not
because they can't.
worried. I don't think me or Diego or Lopez are worried. We don't care if AP goes to 0. We're just pointing out that what they're doing is stupid. They don't really.
It
All of this
it's
is
not.
coming from Francois, who left the company. This, I'm telling you, this new CEO, the direction they're going in the releases and the way that they have things set up, if you should be worried. You're the only person that should be worried because this journey that they're taking you on, it ends in fucking fire. I'm telling you, it's not sustainable what they're doing. It isn't. It is, and everybody can see
It
it.
is. It is. It is. Yeah. So okay. Do you think it's better to spread it around and give people Royal Oak's new customers say kind of F you to their existing customers that are waiting on stuff and just see, hey, I might lose some of those, right? There's the people that have bought 8 to 10 watches from them. Is that a better model for them? Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you want them to do? Like, there's ridiculous demand. Okay, I give them out to
There isn't.
you. I give it out to you, America, Diego, a few other guys. Half of you flip them. Half of you will never buy a code. Okay, and it'll be gone in 6 months. And you're going to take your money, and then you're going to put it in the bank, and then they'll never see you again. How is that a better model?
Why
I'm not
is
saying
Patek,
you're going to do
Patek
it.
is not
Like,
why is Patek not worried about it?
why is Patek not worried about what? They should be worried.
They're not worried about that because their customer base doesn't do that the way that AP does.
They're
They
forcing
don't.
their customer base not to do that.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they say
No,
you're
they're two
burned
different
if you flip
customers.
it.
There's the Venn diagram for
Why are
Patek
they saying
customers and
you're
AP
burned? Why are they
customers.
saying you're
There's an
burned if you flip it?
overlap,
Because they
but
truly
it's not
don't
a
they
one
truly
one-to-one
don't
circle.
want Boston, they truly don't want or need people who are going to come in today and flip watches.
Right.
AP
And that's what I'm
does.
saying. No, I don't think they
Yes, they
do.
do.
I think that's
Yes,
I
they
think
do.
that's fundamentally what you think, but I don't think they do.
No, it's what
I
I
think they're
found. I can
happy.
go buy a
I think
code today. I can go
I
buy a
think they're
code or an
happy.
offshore today
Yeah, you know why? Because the whales that
because they're
bought
sitting in the
10
case.
watches. No, because the whales that bought 10 watches this year and got a ceramic perpetual decided to get rid of a code. No big deal. Why is
No,
that
that
bad
is
for
so.
AP?
You're crazy. You're crazy. That's not what's
that's
going
who's
on at all.
who. Okay, tell me one person that's going to flip a code right now to get a Royal Oak.
You can't flip
Zero.
a code. It's a
Zero.
lose.
No, I
It's a
know exactly.
lose-lose. You can't flip.
So why
Well,
are they
hold on.
putting
How
in the
much would you
case?
lose on flipping a code? Like, how bad of a haircut would you take?
20K.
Yeah,
You're
no
$20,000,
losing
one's doing
Logan.
that. Yeah,
20K.
Yeah,
like
You're
nobody's
if
going
losing
to do it.
20K
no,
on a
that's
code.
insane.
The
Yeah,
only people
there's no
that
way.
are doing that, Buckley, are somebody that's buying a heavy piece, okay, and they're saying, "Hey, I'll do a code too." Yeah, throw in a code, and they're doing a deal, and then they're putting it,
So
then they're selling it off
Boston,
in the
here's the
gray
difference.
market. No big deal.
Boston, here's the difference. Here's the
I don't know
difference.
what the problem
If
is.
we're no, it's not a problem. Let me give you an observation. And there are people in our community that can vouch for this. If you go to an AP, if you're an AP VIP and you get invited to some AP house dinner, every single person is going to show up in some sort of ceramic or perpetual or a skeleton dial Royal Oak. Everybody, right? And they're probably going to invite people that have something
Except for
different,
me.
but it's going to be all Royal Oaks. It's going to be all Royal Oaks. If you go to a Patek event, a VIP Patek event, if you show up in a Nautilus or an Aquanaut,
Yeah,
they will laugh at you and never invite you
Right.
back.
yeah, because they're snooty rich people.
Okay, well, that's who you're saying that AP is competing for.
Exactly. They want those. They want the snooty rich people.
Am I talking to myself here, or is anyone else hearing me?
I'm on board with you.
I'm just saying. I don't see what the problem is for AP with the current ecosystem of what's going on with a code or offshore. Okay,
There may
they
not
sold
there
the
may not be a
VIPs.
problem.
All we're
There
saying
may
is that
not
the
there may
customer
not be a
base
problem.
for Patek might be a little more anti-fragile than the customer base for AP. That's all.
Yeah, we're looking out. We're
I don't
looking
know. I think people are
beyond.
really pissed off with Patek because they can't get a Nautilus and now they have to eat a Squaritus for breakfast.
Yeah, but we got to remember that the Nautilus is perpetual Royal Oak level. I think people understand that.
Yeah,
a
jumbo
41,
for
a
AP.
41, a 41 Royal Oak shouldn't be Nautilus level at AP.
It's not.
If you
It's
have to
not.
buy 2 or 3 watches to get it, it is.
You don't have to buy 2 or 3 watches. You have to buy 1 watch and then you get it. I don't know what the what's the problem. Okay,
Is it really one watch? I always thought it
It's
was
one
like
watch.
you had to.
One
I thought.
watch.
I remember at the height you had to fucking buy a lot to get a Rolex.
Yeah, the height.
Well,
You're talking about an
everything.
18-month window,
Yeah.
Rolex.
So it's really felt that hard. Like if I go into AP right now, I buy a code, I can get a
Yep,
Royal
you got
Oak.
one.
I can get a Royal Oak 2 months later, a month later.
Yes.
Depends on
yes.
which one, it depends on which one it is. If you want a specific one, it might be harder than that.
Black.
But
Specific
a
black.
black
easy
one.
black.
You should
No,
get
no,
the
no.
37
I'm saying on the
Rolex.
code and the.
You're
and
such a
sometimes
catty
they
little
don't
bitch,
have them in.
Diego.
Depends on where you go.
You're
In New
such a
York,
catty
you
little
might have.
You really should.
In New York,
Shut
in New
up!
York,
I'm
you
not
might
buying
have
a Royal Oak.
more in the stock. You know.
I can't
New
even.
York,
I
LA.
can't even hypothetically talk about buying Royal Oak without David being like, "Don't even fucking think about the 41." But I
Am
honestly
I
didn't know
wrong?
it was that bad. No, I can easily
Buckley,
rock
am I
that.
wrong?
You're a little bitch. I can easily rock that. No,
No, you can't.
No, you can't wear a 41 Rolex. Zero chance.
Easily I can. You little
No.
bitches.
No.
Wait,
You
let's
would
see that
scratch,
again.
dude. Your Xbox controller would scratch it.
Another killer by fucking Buckley. Sorry, you guys getting that? Is this my COD? Sorry. No, I didn't know AP was that easy now. Like I go buy a fucking code 1159 or an offshore, I can get this Royal Oak. That's crazy.
Yes.
I don't know this. I don't follow AP.
Yes.
The problem,
Well,
though,
part of
is
it is you take a crap sandwich when you go to
crazy.
sell that right
Okay.
away.
Yeah, but if you actually like the code,
Yeah,
is it that
no,
crazy? Is it that crazy?
now it's a good. That's totally fine. But I don't see any. I don't think AP has a problem with you saying,
it would be
all
as
right,
if
I really
Patek
want to buy
Philippe-
a Royal Oak, go buy it on the gray.
No, it'd be like if you wanted a 6119 from Patek, and they were like, you need to buy the what's the dress piece called? They have the Ellipse. Oh, you want a 6119? Well, you got to buy the Ellipse.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't like the Ellipse. Well, you don't like the brand then. Patek's
Yeah,
not doing
exactly.
that. Patek's not
Exactly.
doing that.
Yeah, and that's what Patek's doing. They made me buy a dress watch. Those Fikers.
No, but they didn't make you buy an Ellipse though. We're equating the Ellipse to the
I'm
code.
lucky that I'm a VIP. They probably got some other poor sap to buy the $10,000 in diamonds and Ellipse, and then they're like, "Oh, you know what? We'll try to get you an Aquanaut if you buy one more piece."
I think
So you
that
got
the Boston,
I think the
the
problem.
Boston boutique sucks. That's what the problem is.
The problem is this. I think people hate. I think people. AP's having a harder time because they're vertically integrated. It's like you're dealing with AP. You can't blame it on like, oh, that jeweler sucks. They make me buy diamonds. Like you can't do that. It's like this is AP. Like AP is distributing. How come like you're AP, how come you can't get me this watch? That's what they deal with all the time. It's like I just think that AP is in a we can't like it's not apples to apples, like exactly what they're dealing with. But I'll tell you this, Patek got so many when Patek opened in Boston, every single call. Can I get an Aquanaut? Can I get an Aquanaut? Can I get
Let me
a
ask-
5167?
Let me ask you a question
Aquanaut,
about that.
Aquanaut.
Let me ask you a question about that. A lot of the people calling, they were existing customers at the store across the street, right?
So it'd be any Rolex customer, anybody that was a Patek customer.
People
the
with
store that closed.
people with spend history with the mothership, if you will, right? They feel like
well,
I've
there's
already
a
spent
group
enough.
of those, and then there's a group of like Patek clients
brand new people
that have. So there was a store that closed, so there was existing clients for. I mean, Boston's old, like 50-year clients of Patek. Type people there. So like, and Patek fits Boston more than AP, honestly. You know, like, I mean, they have older AP clients too that were into the dress watches and everything and been buying for years too. So I don't know, like it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just easy. I just personally deal in realities. And so I just like, okay, this is how it is. I don't love that. I would love if they were like, hey, this guy really loves a ceramic perpetual. Let's get him a ceramic perpetual. I'm still going to ask. I'm still going to try to get it. I'm not under some delusion that, oh yeah, guaranteed next year, ceramic perpetual, chalk it up, right?
Are you still going to
Even
be
if
buying stuff that you don't want from AP?
I'm not gonna buy stuff that I don't want.
So
I'll have to make a decision. I'll have to make a decision if I downgrade my request. I've been advised that I need to downgrade my request, but I'm delusional, so I'm not going to do that yet. But again, it's realities. It's like, what do I want to do? Right? Like, maybe the best thing for me is to buy all my APs on the secondary market because the prices have come down before they go back up again. I don't know. Maybe Buckley's right, and all of the APs will go down to $20,000, and then I can get whatever I want a lot cheaper, and I should just wait. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think if they go down that far, are we really going to want APs?
I don't want AP.
Yeah, 20 grand, sure.
Yeah. But if it's that woke and it's seen as a feminine brand now, and everybody's kind of like, oof, you got an AP on? You know? It's like,
what's the first
you're
question
wearing
you ask? What's the
you're
first
wearing a
question?
Van Cleef and Arpels
Hold on.
flower watch?
What's the first question you ask when you see a man wearing an AP? What are your pronouns?
I wonder what girlfriends you got.
Oh, did Buckley fall off?
I think he was getting out of his car. He might be coming back.
He fell off the
Okay.
wagon a long time ago.
Pussy, he ran. Sorry,
He
guys.
did.
I'm hopped up on sodas right now.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
What kind of sodas?
Guys, Diego hurt my feelings earlier. I think we need to talk about that.
What did I do?
A Royal Oak comment. How dare you?
Oh, I mean, it's
I
reality.
could wear anything I want, dude. I could wear anything I want if I believe.
I mean, you can, but the 37 would look great on you.
You see how easy was that? How easy was that?
Mhm.
Turn your camera on, by the way. Why is everyone's cameras off? It's fucking
Lazy.
It sucks that people have to see my pasty face, and that's it for the stream.
I'm browsing.
Lazy.
Yeah, there you go. See, look at that beautiful.
I'm doing
tan.
stuff.
Fucking show them. OC, do you work on that tan? Oh, okay. All right. Fine. I'll just be fucking
I want the best beard on the panel to be Lolex, so I'm not going to turn my camera on.
I'll be fucking alone, I guess.
No, I mean, look, I'm worried about the brands that, build old man watches and they're all going to die off. Those are the brands I'm really concerned about because, like, what are they going to do when all the old men aren't there to buy their watches? Like, that's a problem. AP's doing well. I mean, I think they're continuing to grow, and I think they're going to keep making good watches. And they're bringing the ceramic in-house to address one of your things that you're talking about. Like, I hope that they do,
they can churn more of those out.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, because you want it still exclusive, right? But I don't think they can ever churn them out just because of what they are. But I think if they double production or triple it or 5 times it, it's still not going to touch the demand, so it's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with exclusivity. I mean, Patek does it with their stuff. Rolex does it with some of their stuff. But to tell a customer that has over $1 million and spend in 20 watches, you're not even close. Like, that kind of sucks.
It sucks, but it's the nature of the problem that AP has.
Yeah.
And other brands. Like, I mean, okay, Richard Mille sells 5,000 watches. Who the heck is buying 5,000 at the Richard Mille level? Think about that for a second. And it's not the cheap ones. Like what me and MJ bought, like cheap, and Jeff's even, are on the cheap end.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like $350 a watch is like the entry level on these pieces, and they make 5,000, and they're all getting sold. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to say. There's just a lot of money, and it's just like we're very fortunate with the. I'll just say this: is we don't realize sometimes how insanely fortunate we are to get the watches we've gotten with how much demand there is. And
Oh,
like
no,
I've
it's
talked to
insane.
people with money that's like 20 times what I've gotten, 20 times easy,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like, hey, I've been going around. I put my name on the list at 5 different ADs for a Batman, and no one's giving me a call.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, it's
they
so
don't
true.
know. They don't know what to do. They don't know
Yeah.
what to do. They don't know how to sell themselves. They don't like know how to keep going and build a relationship. They don't like any of that, and they don't have time for it. Like
I think a lot of people just don't have time for it.
they don't.
That's what it
They
really
don't.
feels like. They don't
Yeah.
have the time or the like obsession to, reach out
It's
to your
hard
AD
to
once a month.
it's hard to
do the follow-up.
stay. It's hard to stay top of mind for the ADs.
Yeah,
That's
true.
too. Like
Yeah, it is.
So-
It's
it's bad.
that is the number one fundamental rule. You have to be top of mind.
100%.
Don't get
You
lost
have-
in the crowd. Yeah.
You have
Annoy
to.
the shit out of your sales associate, guys. If you're listening to this,
Yes.
there
yes.
are no lines.
I'm caving.
Cross-
Yeah.
I'm doing it right
No
now.
lines.
I'm caving. I had my fuck it. Hope you had a great Christmas. Happy New Year. There you go.
Yep.
I have my message teed up already, ready to go post New Year. Like right after the first, I'm shooting out like 5 10
okay.
messages.
I'm seriously not joking. I literally have a spreadsheet, and I put down when I contact them. I have a log of when. Like I haven't been doing this.
Is it
I'm to the
encrypted?
point where I don't need to do it.
Encrypted, by the way.
Yes, it's in the
It's on
digital watch vault.
blockchain. It's
Don't
on
worry,
blockchain, so you
it's safe.
can't change
It's
it.
been erased by the digital watch vault. So, no. So I literally.
Oh, did you guys hear about that?
text.
I'm joking.
Yeah, text.
Fucking-
Did you guys hear? You guys hear the digital watch vault got taken down? Have you
I
seen
put the
this? Have you heard
date,
about this?
text message,
Oh,
what
no,
I
that's-
texted about XYZ. Okay, right, and then I would know. Oh, it's been 3 weeks. Let me follow up. This is what I asked for. Like all that.
By the
I was
way,
doing
if you
that during
guys,
the height,
if you
you know?
guys,
It's
if you
insane.
guys have ever seen Boston's cell phone, like he sounds all organized.
I'm not.
Boston, how many unread emails do you have right now?
It's called
Oh, wow.
efficiency. It's
How
called
many unread
efficiency.
emails on your phone right now? And is it 4 digits?
More than Rolex.
Oh my fucking god!
4 digits. 5
Yeah.
digits.
And that's all work. That's all work. Oh, hold on.
How many does he have? How many does Rolex have?
75,700.
And that's all work. That's all work.
What
shit.
Got you
the
beat.
Rolex? What if one of those was like, "Hey, your Panda came in."
They don't
Yes,
email me.
Negroni.
What the fuck?
How do you-
Negroni, jump on.
My sales
Jump on
associate doesn't
Negroni.
email me. They,
How do you
they call me.
know?
I mean, no. Here's the thing. I do go
Casey
through my
Jones,
emails,
Brooklyn.
but I don't open each one of them. So
What
I
if one of
actually
those
look
is
at 'em.
what if one of those is a director of Rolex who tried to call you 240 some times
Yeah.
and
What
then
if
he
one of
just
them is?
emailed you?
What if one of them is Brie Larson? She saw us in LA when we were at that dinner.
Oh, dude.
She's like, I got your email from the fucking thing.
Rolex.
I wanna meet
how
you.
How do you
I have
fucking do it?
87,750 right
Do
now.
you know how many email? Do you know how many voicemails I have?
Oh yeah, you're up there.
243.
Ooh, let me check.
243
That's a
voicemails.
lot. That seems like
That's a lot. That's a lot of Cam. That's a lot of
315.
Tim.
315,
lot of Tim.
buddy.
Lolex,
315.
please.
If my phone
315.
has
How many text messages?
Oh, text messages. Where am I at? 3 unread. I read my text messages.
1,267, baby.
Jesus Christ.
It's called efficiency. I actually okay. This sounds nuts, but I
Dude,
calculated
Diego's
how
in
much
disbelief
time.
right now.
No,
How
I'm
much
like-
time? No,
I'm stressed.
calculated.
I'm stressed.
I calculated how much time. It's called efficiency. I calculated how much time it would have taken me to go through and look at each one, just like quickly, like say 10 seconds an email. Okay. 30 hours I've saved on my life.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, there's no way.
There you go.
You know.
It's efficiency.
You know what?
I don't need
You
any.
know-
It's all spam. It's all
You
spam.
know what the move is? You just delete them all, and if they're that important, they'll come back.
Yeah, it's like Patagonia,
come back.
Vineyard Vines.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like
Hair loss
Lululemon.
clinics, beard
Unsubscribe.
dye,
You just unsubscribe.
That's too much time. It's too
the
much time.
Irvine Improv. They
Too
want me to
much
come
time.
down and start
Yeah.
doing sets again.
Yeah.
J. Crew. They want me to come buy some shirts.
Yeah.
Just shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it is annoying when you buy something and you just
Yeah.
like Alan
You have to sign
Edmonds
off.
emails me every fucking
Yes.
day.
you
I'm just like,
Yeah.
just have to
we-
you just have to unsubscribe. It's easy.
yeah,
I
I
don't do
know.
that.
We got some old familiar faces in the chat.
Huge
Kyle
shout out to
D.
Casey. Yeah, Kyle D. Casey Jones Brooklyn from Hawaii is in the chat. He says, I log on after, I don't know how, like a year or so at least, and Boston is talking about spreadsheets. What have I
That's right.
missed? Nothing.
I literally haven't talked about spreadsheets since then. Which is
It
funny.
just so happens the one
Just
day he
happened.
comes back, you're talking about spreadsheets.
Yeah, I no longer do the spreadsheets. It's not efficient anymore.
Hope you're doing well, Casey. My favorite lawyer on the island of, in the great state of Hawaii.
Yeah, I went to Hawaii. It was beautiful. Great place.
I've never been to Hawaii. I would immediately burst into flames as soon as I walked off the plane. Like,
I did hit the
No.
cap on I did hit the cap
Ah.
on the Gmail usage. I had to.
Oh, you
I had
did?
to-
Yeah, I have to.
had to
I'm gonna
buy
have to buy more.
space.
I'm gonna have to
I
buy
bought
more
some.
space too. Yeah.
You know,
But my email is from 2005.
you can only delete
2006.
100 at a time. I tried doing that for a little bit, and I'm like, no, I can't do this.
There's a
It's too long.
folder. There's like a. It's not spam, but there's a specific folder where it's all of that bullshit, like Nordstrom,
Oh, yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
J. Crew,
all
all that
that,
bullshit.
yeah.
There's a specific
Yeah.
folder, and you could just delete that if you want.
That's a good idea.
So I would do that.
Lolex, Hawaii wasn't that hot, to be honest with you. It was like 85.
No, it's nice.
It was nice.
Yeah,
Hawaii,
it's got a nice
like
breeze.
if I'm traveling somewhere, Hawaii is
always
like one of the
breeze.
last places I would go. I have no
Really?
desire to go
Hawaii
to
is
Hawaii.
beautiful.
Yeah,
you
there's a
might
lot
be
more places I
wrong.
would go to.
You
I'm
might
yeah,
be
Great
probably
food.
wrong.
Great food
100%.
too.
I'm probably wrong. Yeah.
Oh, I
but
could
there's
see you
other
at a
places-
luau.
Oh,
know,
the Hawaiian shirt on.
it's
Yeah,
so
with
fun.
a tiki drink.
Rolex,
roasted pig.
we rented a car, Rolex, and we drove around the whole island and like went to like different beaches and mountains and
That's
fucking
cool.
villages, and it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Great hiking
Hula
in Hawaii too, I
dancers.
hear.
Hula dancers, fire dancers. Come on.
Dude, we rode
Hawaii.
mountain bikes like off of, well, not off of cliffs, but like near cliffs. It was fucking awesome.
You know
We
what I have done
snorkeled.
forever?
We snorkeled with sea turtles and coral reefs. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I would much rather do and I haven't done forever? Like I haven't gone snowboarding in like maybe 5-6 years.
You should
That'd
go.
be so fun.
You should
Yeah,
go
get a
with Double
cabin.
Crown and Evan.
Yeah, get a cabin, fucking
Yeah.
community snowboarding trip. Be
Yeah.
so
Dude,
fun.
I tried to do that. I was like, listen, let's fucking
Hey, you skated.
No. The cabin. So,
Oh,
we were
okay.
talking about trips, and I was like, what if we all get a cabin and go ski? And like, you've got people like Buckley, like, what? Why the fuck would we all go to a cabin?
Buckley does not know how to ski. Are you kidding me?
Buckley doesn't
No
know.
way. There is no way that dude knows how to ski or dance.
Buckley doesn't know how to have
No fucking
fun.
way.
Can you imagine how
okay.
fun it would be to be in a cabin, building fires,
Buckley?
grilling steaks, drinking,
Yeah.
going
I think
skiing?
Buckley could
I feel like a
do
lot of people go skiing and stuff.
the two things I think Buckley
Sure.
could do is ice fishing in like one of those huts.
No, he would.
And-
That
Not,
would suck so bad.
he would not do that.
That would
You don't think
stink.
so?
Fuck
Drinking
no.
beers and
With his rosy cheeks, he wouldn't last more than a
That's
day.
true.
Okay.
in the hut. You know the hut's
In
on
the
the
hut.
ice.
Exactly,
matter.
dude.
Yeah,
One of us would
there's
end
a
up
warm
dying
hut.
after like an hour. No way. I was just remembering Rose talking about how he's like a champion skier. God, that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
fun.
Dude.
watch him
Yeah,
going
he
down
does-
the hills. Oh,
He does the ski ballet.
oh
seen that
damn
before?
it, that'd be so funny. Holy shit. I would easily eat shit the entire time and be laughing.
Mookie, we need a
Oh, God.
clip. We need a clip
Ski
like
ballet. Is that a
we
thing?
we need a clip of we need a clip with somebody's face on
I'm googling this.
a ski ballet dancer like the OC one.
Oh
you know,
my god.
You know,
That'd
for
be
some,
so funny.
for some reason, I don't know what it is with my feet or my legs, but like I could not get skiing down. Every time I tried to do it, I'd always go cross. I always end up eating shit.
Yeah.
When you
I don't know if
walk,
you
do,
got that.
do your toes point
Yeah.
inward when you walk?
No, it just was
Pigeon
so
toed. He's
uncomfortable, like trying
pigeon-toed.
to move around.
Yeah.
The
Or start
no,
calling
no,
you
no.
the
Pizza
pigeon.
slice. Pizza
No, no,
slice.
no.
Pizza slice.
No,
Snowplow.
dickheads. It's not that. It's just I think maybe because and Diego might have the same thing too, is because I grew up skating. Just snowboarding just felt easier. It
No,
was
so
so much.
I didn't
I-
skate until after I skied. I
Oh,
tried to
so
snowboard
yeah.
as a kid and it was horrible. The
Oh,
thing with
really?
skiing, the thing with skiing is you have to trust
More
the
control.
process.
I
You have to
couldn't.
turn. You can't just go straight down,
No.
right?
No.
If you
Yeah.
turn, everything's okay.
Yeah.
But if you just go straight down and you don't trust the turn, you're only left with the pizza, right?
Yeah, just pizza down.
Yeah,
And
I did.
that's no
I did
fun.
skiing. I
Pizza
did
down.
skiing super young, and I couldn't get it for some fucking reason. And then I did snowboarding like maybe 3 to 4 years later, and it was
Yeah.
so much more easy. Like I had such a
Yeah.
better time.
Dude,
So
snowboarding's
maybe
hard.
if I try it again,
The only
maybe I'll
problem,
try
the
it
only
again.
problem with snowboarding is if you just bite it, you can just bite it so much easier.
Oh my
Either
god!
way, you know,
Yes.
Oh,
when you
dude.
Yeah,
catch it.
yeah. Those snowbanks. Like if you hit a snowbank in a fucking in a snowboard, you're dead essentially. If
Yeah,
no one's
you're
around.
dead. Yeah.
Skis, you can at least kind of maneuver.
Skis, you
out.
land on your hips. Like
Yeah,
snowboard,
that's
you
true.
just bite it.
Yeah, Big Bear would be fun.
Dude, we used to jump off the we do some recon. Like, all right, because you're on the lift, right? You're not supposed to jump off, but we used to jump off the
No.
lift. That shit was fun.
You see?
Yeah.
Like 20-foot drops. Like, all right,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny.
I
That's
mean,
so funny.
fucking kids, man.
I-
Just kids do the
do you-
darndest things, right? All it takes is like one tree that was like fell
Yeah,
over the
Sonny
season
Bono
before.
yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What about snowmobiling for Buckley? I think he could do that. No,
Oh,
with
I
the
could
full
see it.
face mask. He definitely needs
Oh,
his full
if
face
Kith
mask.
if Kith made a snowmobile, yeah, he's
yeah,
in.
yeah,
Kith
he would-
edition.
Yeah, he could snowmobile.
What's up?
Is that a bottle of water on your credenza?
I don't know what you're looking at.
The
What are you
credenza.
looking at?
Do you know what a
What's a
credenza
credenza?
is?
I have no idea what a credenza is.
Your TV furniture.
Oh, you better
I-
shut off your TV. There's OnlyFans on it.
Yeah, I love that you're showing yourself. You're playing the live stream on the TV in the background.
No, that's the Sopranos.
Surprise.
I messaged Buckley this morning. I was like, honestly, Buckley,
Oh, snow
the
tube,
Sopranos
man.
is mid. 50 text messages. You're fucking stupid. You know what you're talking about. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah.
It's pretty
No,
good.
that's hand sanitizer, dickhead. Because I'm clean.
You're at home.
Nice.
Don't I still do it? Still
You
do
don't
that?
just wash your hands.
No, I'm lazy. Like sometimes I'll just like that. I'm out the door.
Guys, there's 86 people watching this absolute nonsense. Upvote the live stream. Let's get to 40 likes, guys. 86 people. What the hell?
New Year's plans. Are you guys doing a New Year's stream?
Yes, doing a 24-hour New Year stream on the
You really?
Lolex on the Lolex
Are you guys
channel.
really live with Lolex?
We're partnering with Marcelo to bring 24
Marcelo
hours
time?
of live coverage.
Oh, New Year's is tomorrow.
Because he's the only
New
one who
Year's
has
is
the
tomorrow?
he's the only one who's a live streamer who has the Le Mans. So we have to.
That's
He's
true.
going to start the
Oh, yeah?
chronograph at the exact. He's going to start the chronograph
Yeah.
at the exact second that the show starts. So he's
Yeah.
going to go for 24 hours, and we're going to watch. We're going to check in every hour to look at the chronograph hands.
Yeah, but he's on Japan time.
That he starts it early. Yeah.
No, I'm not doing. I mean, we might go to. We got a little restaurant near us that has
Mhm.
decent drinks. We'll go there probably. Some good
That's good.
food. But at 36 and a half years old, I get tired. So I don't know if I'm gonna.
Tired of
36
calculating your age in halves.
Yeah.
So I will probably be watching the ball drop on my TV
home.
in bed. Yeah.
Yeah, I have plans and I'm kind of dreading it because I'm
'Cause
like,
what do
I
you-
don't want to fucking do that. I'm gonna be standing somewhere in dress shoes. My knees are gonna hurt. I'm like, there's a line to go get a drink.
Dress shoes.
I'm kind. Yeah, I want to be at home in my chanclas, chilling.
Chanclas. You wear sandals in
I'm
summer?
wearing them right now. My feet never
You know-
touch the ground.
Oh, it's nasty.
Ever?
But yeah, I'm not a big fan of New Year's. It's kind of my least favorite holiday.
Yeah. Are you going
It kinda
clubbing?
is- I'm not going clubbing. I'm going to like
A
I'm going
friend's
to like
house
an
or something?
event. Actually, no, I have tickets 2 or 3 events, and then I'm figuring out with my lady which one we're gonna do still. But we have like 3 different options that we're gonna do.
This is so LA.
Just
Like this
solo
is
Lex,
this this sounds
You know one of
so
them?
LA.
You know one of them is that place we went to, Boston, the
Oh
Maxim
yeah?
place. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're having like a New Year's event, and the tickets were free, so I just bought them. I was like, fuck
Oh
it.
nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice
So
place.
that's one of them. Yeah,
For
so that's gonna be an option.
I hate New Year's because it's like, to me it's not important, and I have
It's
to
so
pretend.
not important. Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to pretend like when the clock strikes 12 to look over at my wife. Happy New Year! And then she's smiling, and I'm like, yeah, all right, let's fucking go home.
No, that's literally it. As soon as it hits 12, I'm just like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go do drinks back at one of our places. But yeah, I hate it. And then also too, I already know the Uber is gonna be like $1,000.
Oh,
I'm just gonna spend $1,000 in Uber because they
Oh,
surge the shit out of them.
oh yeah, they surge
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
dude, me
Like
and my wife,
1205 surge.
we, I think not last week, but maybe it was last week. I can't remember. But we were like, I'm gonna take you to this really cool place. They have amazing drinks. We're gonna get
Mhm.
drunk and have a good time. And then I was like, she's like, so are we taking Uber? I was like, of course we're taking Uber. Yeah, it was going to be like $90 by the time we went there and back. I was like, I'll just have one drink.
Do you know what the move is apparently? Do you know what the
No,
move is apparently when you're
don't
getting
do
an
that.
Uber? So listen, when you get an Uber, right?
I don't like
You have
sitting
to-
in the car with a stranger either, by the way, for that
Okay.
long of a time.
But I'm just talking about money here. Now listen, this is apparently a life hack. So you order an Uber, you find out how much the fare is. Let's say it's $100, right? You go to the Uber driver as you're about to leave, and you go, okay, wait a minute. It says $100. How much are you getting paid on this, right? Usually they'll get like maybe $40, 45. You could tell the guy, I'll give you $50 right now cash. Just cancel it and then drive me there. A lot of the times, apparently, they'll do it.
Ooh, that's a good life
That's
hack,
apparently, yeah.
especially on that day.
They could
Yeah.
have secret shoppers, you know, that
Oh, big deal, yeah.
they have
That's why
algorithms
you-
that actually detect how many times the ride gets
They
canceled.
drive.
That's why you
Oh,
got to
yeah.
have your social security card handy. I'm not a secret shopper. See,
Yeah,
I
I'm
love-
not a
I
secret
love-
shopper.
I love that Lolex would offer only $50, like the bare minimum of what,
Yeah, for
of
sure.
like what, like the
Okay,
smallest possible
let me say it better.
premium
No, let
over
me
what
say
he
it
gets
better.
paid.
Let me say it better. If it's
Yeah,
$100,
that guy's
I don't
gonna
even think they're
risk.
getting 50. Yeah, I
That
don't
guy's
even
gonna
think
risk
they're
his
getting 50.
career for $10.
Did you just say a career? You said a
Like, hey,
career with Uber.
You make $40, I'll give you $42.50.
Yeah.
Okay,
Here,
fair.
here.
You can
Hey,
do 60,
Lolex,
60
I've got a
bucks,
better
whatever.
life. I got a better life hack for you. Ready?
What?
Is there a pizza place near your house?
Yeah, probably. Yes.
Okay.
Buy
So
a
you order a
monthly
pizza.
monthly
You
subscribership.
order a
You
pizza
150
wherever you're
bucks.
going to be. Now, wherever you're going to be, you order a pizza delivery. Okay.
All
Then he
right.
comes with the pizza. You jump in with him. You're like, "Oh, are you going back right to there? That's right by my house. Do you mind if I jump in with you?" Okay, no problem. You eat the pizza in the back. Free ride home.
What the hell?
Boom.
Yeah, but meanwhile,
No,
he's got like
I've heard of that.
17. He's
Yeah,
got
I've
like
also heard-
17 more deliveries to make, and it takes you 3 hours to get
yeah,
home.
yeah, no problem. It only
actually
works if you're the
probably
only
funny.
one. But think
Yeah,
about it.
so you order a
You could
pizza.
probably
It's guaranteed 30-minute
It's some
delivery.
high
which is
school
long.
kid, you know. Yeah.
Is that what you used to do back in the day? Because you didn't
No,
have Uber?
I just
Oh,
thought
so
of it.
you're
I
coming back
just
from the
thought
bar?
of it. I would never do that, but for you, if you want to save a little money, you know.
No, but the Uber hack is a legit hack. All right, try it out. You never know.
I don't
Well,
carry
what is
cash.
it? What's the difference
don't carry
between Uber and
cash?
Uber Eats?
No.
Uber Eats drivers do Uber sometimes, so you
You
could
could
do
probably do that
Uber
too.
Eats, right, from a place near you, and then say, "Hey, do you mind giving me a ride back? You're going that way anyway."
I'm more interested, Diego. You don't carry cash, really? You don't carry
No.
any cash.
I don't.
I don't usually either.
Boss,
what
you don't
was-
carry OC? You carry cash?
Yeah, I do because I do a lot of like dinners in New York and stuff, and
Same.
then
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I always
spend
carry
it.
cash.
normally
My problem.
normally not
Yeah, but you
but
could do Venmo though, right?
Yeah.
I don't do that
Venmo is
either.
a pain in the ass when you go to a dinner with 6 people and Kevin's the one who goes, I don't carry cash. I don't carry cash. I'll Venmo you.
Yeah, it's all Kevin's fault. I got
Yep.
you.
It's all Kevin.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with Kevin. You know.
I carry cash, yo. I'm mad
I
ghetto.
got to deal with Kevin. I got to deal with Kevin.
Yeah.
He's like vice
Oh, hell
president
yeah,
of
dude.
New York. So
Fucking binder
Yeah,
clip.
sure.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on.
dude. I have a money clip, but you can only carry like 10 bills in it or something like that, and I like to carry a lot of denominations.
Small
Ones,
change.
cents, you know what I mean? You never know.
Ooh, Kevin just.
I mean, OC. Do you remember we went to? Don't invite me then. Remember we went to that place to have cigars, and
Yeah.
as soon as we pull in, some guy just comes around a trash can. He's like, $12 to park here. I was like, all
Is that
right,
what-
fuck.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
Gotta have cash, guys. You
Gotta
never
have
know.
cash just in case. No, Kevin's vice president of New York, so yes, he's invited to every dinner. He's the one who's he's the one inviting people to dinner. Don't be fooled by mild mannered Kevin. The guy rules with an iron fist.
That's true.
What was really annoying was during COVID, they're like, we don't take cash, right? Because it's
Yeah.
fucking
Yep.
laced in
Dirty
COVID
money.
apparently.
Yeah.
And so we'd go to this place, and we went there one day, and they had a big sign, cash only. What the fuck? Like, is it really cash only? They're like, yeah, our internet's down. It's
Dude,
like,
you always get deals too when you pay in cash. Whenever they get like if you're buying
no.
something. Yeah, 100%. I did that with my dentist. I have to get a new crown, 2 fillings, and with my insurance it came out to like $600. I was like, I'll give you 500 cash right now. And the dentist was like, all right.
He probably felt bad. He was like,
Whatever.
man, this poor guy.
I'll take
$100
it.
is really gonna make or break him. I don't want to.
My
I
shave,
don't want to
my
be the
shave
reason.
is worth that. My
So,
shave is
Rolex,
$100.
You're money laundering through your dentist? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
He
Pretty
doesn't want to be
much.
the reason Lolex ends up on the streets.
$100 is gonna make or break me. But I think it's I think you should carry cash, Diego. You never know.
That'll pay for his
Just
Uber.
carry, like,
That's gonna
at least
pay for
carry
his Uber on New
$40.
Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That's that $100 right there.
You guys need to at least carry $100 if you're a 36 and a half
$100?
year old man, you know.
I'll put it in my shoe.
So my wallet, Lolex, it's just a card holder. But let me show you.
Mine's a
what
card
I'm
holder
thinking.
too. Would you
I
carry
don't
get
even
cash
need
all the
to. I don't even need to carry my wallet most of the time. Just
time?
my
Remember
I
those
wanna
phone.
get-
a lot of
I wanna
bar
get-
girls back in the day, Boston, they carried it between their phones. They put like $20 in there.
Oh, really?
That's what Diego should do, like a little bar slut.
I want to get your opinion. I'm thinking of one of these. Let's
Put it in your Lululemons.
Let me share screen.
Yeah, pull it up. Pull it up, Diego. Pull it up.
I keep a $100 bill behind my watch.
All right, I'm gonna pull up the three. Oh
that
my god,
Goyard?
108.
In the case
No.
back.
This is
What is this?
Cartier.
Oh, it's
Cartier.
Oh, Meech
We'll
has a
see.
Cartier wallet. They're actually kind of nice.
Who does?
Hold on.
Meech.
Who's Meech?
Who?
Farmer Meech.
Who?
Who's Meech?
I don't get this joke, OC. Our good friend Meech.
He hasn't been around for years.
Yeah,
Brown.
it's a blast from the past.
Where'd the brown one go? All right, so here's two. Here's the first one.
Hmm.
It's just a card holder.
Purple.
Yeah.
No, it's not purple. Cartier red.
That's purple.
That looks
purple,
That looks
100%.
like Merlot. That looks like Burgundy.
It's like mauve.
Yeah. That's pretty dope, right, Lolex?
I mean, that looks like
Definitely
women's
purple.
lipstick, but not really. No.
Yeah, it's like a.
And
Get
what
a
about this
bifold.
one?
Get a bifold.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it's-
Look at
yeah,
this
yeah,
one,
bifold.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Let me-
bifolds.
Yeah.
Look at the Mamba brown on that with the silver
Oh, jeez.
and then
Mambas
hold
aren't
on.
brown, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mambas
I got
black, dude.
1, 2,
green,
3,
for green.
4.
So
And then
yes,
I've got
I agree
I've
with
got
it.
room.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got room for cash.
Yes, I agree
That's-
with this. I
this
do a
is
card holder.
dope.
So I have a card holder
I
and
do
then
a card
cash
holder,
in
yeah.
the pocket. So cards and then cash. Do something like this. I don't like the single one where it's it doesn't flip. That reminds me
Yeah.
of a woman's wallet.
Yeah.
Girls have that. You should have a bifold.
Contact. I called Cartier and I asked for these two, and he's
Did you
like,
tell me pay cash, Diego?
he goes, "Oh, we don't have those." I was like, "Ah, shit, all right, no worries." He's like, "But we do have a lot of different wallets," and I was like, "No, that's fine." He's like,
Click.
"Well, we have something very similar," and I was like, "Well, no, like I went through the whole website, and these are the two I like."
Just go buy a Goyard.
What's
What are
this
you doing?
What's this BS? You have to contact an ambassador.
Well, I don't. Let
I'll
me
be
do
right
this
back, guys.
off screen.
How big
They
is
don't-
that?
They don't have them in stock, I guess.
How big is it though? Like,
I mean, it's not
does it
that
say the
big.
dimensions?
I don't-
read more. 107 by 71 millimeters, whatever that means.
No idea. I love how we can do it for watches, but we're like, so it's about
What does that mean?
2 watches. It's like 2 watches wide or something.
I think this wallet was made for me though. This is this
40
not the
millimeter, right?
this is the Diego wallet.
It's like two 36 millimeter date just next to each other.
I don't do
Why?
wallets at all. I don't do wallets, and I just don't do card holders. I find them very inconvenient. If I'm carrying cash, I'll do the cash in my front pocket, just loose, like folded. Like a few hundreds or whatever,
Like a big
folded.
wad. Yeah.
Yeah, a big wad, and then for my cards, I mean, you guys know this, right? It's the iPhone case, and it's got
That's right.
it's got the integrated, few cards in there. That's it.
Is your insurance in there and your?
Yeah, well, 2 credit cards, a driver's license, and a health insurance card. That's basically it.
I may just have to call and order this because I just looked online. It's not available anywhere. Fuck.
I just got a Kith card holder.
Listen, dude, you need a go yard, right? You'd be cool like all of us to get a go yard. Stop messing around.
Go yard? Isn't it go yard?
I got the Kith BM.
Gay yard.
It's gay yard, yeah.
Lolex. If a girl sees that, she's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that." When she sees this, she sees me flip it open. It's over.
It's over. Yeah, they're gonna walk away. Like, yeah, my dad has that. My fucking dad has that.
All right, let me.
I got the Kith BMW card holder for Christmas.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna order this on the phone. Hold on.
Are you really?
$355
for a Cartier?
Yeah.
Bifold. I would look around a little, Diego. I think you're being a little hasty, my friend.
No.
You should reach out to the people in your community and get their advice. That's what I like.
They sell those Cartier card holders on a blanket on the sidewalk on Fifth Avenue.
Oh no!
I'm my own man. I'm my own
That's
man.
true.
Cartier.
He wants the exclusivity.
He wants to know every time he pulls out his Chase Sapphire card that he's.
You should get a Cartier belt buckle too to match it.
Don't hate.
No,
don't hate. Appreciate. Don't hate. Regulate.
Get the match going.
Let's see what's going on in the chat, guys. Let's see what our
6,000 people watching. Make sure you guys.
Let's see what our fellow colonists are saying. Diego, you can't wear your new watch until you get this wallet. They go as a tandem.
That's true.
Oh, that's true. I totally forgot he got the Cartier watch.
You should get a belt buckle too. That's what I'm saying. Get the belt buckle, the envelope, and the watch.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. My esteemed colleagues, let me get your professional opinion. If Vacheron Constantin released a steel 222, what do you think it would go for? Like 20,000 plus? 2023?
Above?
31,000.
Above retail?
I'm talking retail, MSRP.
Oh, MSRP?
Yeah, what do you think they would sell it?
It's going to be 60,000.
That's
I don't know if you're being serious at it.
I'm serious.
You think Vacheron Constantin's going to sell a steel 222 for $60,000?
They sold the other one for what? 76,000.
Wait, what do you mean?
The gold one is 76,000 retail.
Yeah, they're not going to. It's gold though. This is basic stainless steel. Can I get some sensible?
How much does gold cost, Rolex? How much does gold cost?
I think it's going to be 22,000, 25,000.
Gold is like $70 a pound, or 7,000 a pound, or like 70,000 a pound. I can't remember.
Something.
It's so interesting. Something. We keep talking about, Buckley keeps talking about this watch apocalypse that's going to happen, how the market's going to turn to fucking pretty much zero next week. But if Vacheron Constantin came out with a steel 222, I think that would shake up the industry, don't you think?
No, it's the worst kept secret in the world.
Yeah, it's going to come out.
Okay, all right.
It's coming out.
Nice try, Rolex.
Hey, listen. If they come out with a steel 222,
if they do, that would be an incredible prediction, Rolex.
Look,
I would buy one. What I was saying was, I would buy one.
You guys are laughing. Alex Risrachalik, who's got his pulse on the industry.
He does.
Steel will be 50 to 60K. Their steel corn d'Avache is 50K.
Yeah.
Which is just a thrhander.
Right? Yeah, Tim G has 2 of them. Yep.
2-hander with it, 3-hander with it.
He has 2 of them. I've decided in 2025 I'm not talking shit about anyone, so I'm not going to stand for those types of jokes. OC.
Yeah. Well, you have 2 more days though, so you can.
That's true.
Whatever you
want.
You
guys
right.
see his video about his watch collection? I'm kidding.
Who?
I don't want to do that. Steel 222. It gets released. never mind. Steel 222 if it gets released, and it's
Steel
reasonably priced. I
2
would be very interested.
will be released before the ink is dry on the New Year's Day parade.
Oof.
Very soon, coming very soon.
Yeah, if
Coming
they do
soon.
this, I don't even know what
No
dial
one is
color
going to
it is, but if they
care.
do
You
it
know
like
why?
this,
You know why
I
no
will
one's
care.
going to care? I love the vintage. Because they're going to release it like Cartier, and it's going to be 200 pieces, and it's going to be like, oh, thanks, Vashon for the tease.
I think they're
That
more
was
likely to
nice.
come out with a white gold first before they do it. But yes, that would be cool if they came out with that. I'd be very interested. That, and then they resized the overseas. They made it more manageable.
If it's 50,000, that'd be pretty ballsy. But if they do it as a limited number of run, like 222 pieces or something like that, that'd be
60K,
fun.
I'd say. I'd say 60K and make it 200 pieces.
Yeah, that's the good way
They'll
of doing
sell
it
all
because
of them.
they'll sell all of them because actually that model isn't the super most attractive of all the integrated. It's very conservative. It's more like, it looks like an oyster quartz
I
date
like it
just than
better than
anything else.
the overseas.
You like it better than the overseas?
Yeah, I like the bezel.
I think it
The
falls into
overseas
the.
is just too big. It's too big. It's like a dinner
Yeah,
plate.
I agree.
I'm just saying, if they resized it,
The
they made it a
well,
little
the ultra
smaller,
thin,
it'd be cool.
the ultra thin perpetual is a better size. It's still big though. If they need to bring it down. Can we just like have all of the watch brands make a pack that everything's going to be 40 millimeters? Just we're all going to go to 40. Go.
You want them to all have the same lug width too, and
Yes.
standardize.
Yeah, standardize everything. 40 for men, 38 for women. 38.5 for women. I'm just joking.
It is the 270th anniversary for Vacheron Constantin. They might produce 270 pieces. There you go. That's a good.
There you go. Good guesstimate.
It's not a crossover, Buckley. It's an electric coupe. It's not a crossover, actually. You know, OC, I'm tired of this slander. I'm tired of the slander when you sat in my car and you're like, this is a nice car. I actually like
beautiful
this.
car. I sat in Lolex's car. He drove.
He did.
Yeah, we went to dinner and cigars afterwards. Very nice car.
Yeah, we raced some teenagers up and down Hollywood Boulevard.
And we won. And we won.
Okay, right. So enough of this fucking bullshit about my electric car. Sean did me a solid.
It's got amazing ambient lighting. It's like a fucking nightclub in there.
Hell yeah, it is. All right. Yeah, Steel 22 would be good. Smaller overseas, that'd be fun. Because I actually really like that blue dial. That'd be great.
But you wouldn't go in and ask for a Steel 222, right?
It depends what they price it at.
If it's 60K?
No, absolutely not. But if they made it at 20, I would heavily consider it. And it came in like a blue dial, I'd go take a look at it. It's such a good size. 38 millimeter or something like that. It's great.
What does the 222 gold go for in secondary? Is it under retail?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean,
it's like 5K below.
Cool. Dude, that thing is so cool. You guys are crazy. What is that? 38 millimeter, 36?
$76,000, Rolex.
It's so cool. Cars and Chronos had his. Oh my god, I like it. Call me crazy. I like it.
It's a nice watch.
It's gorgeous. I think the cream dial is. They did it that way because it's exactly like the original.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't they come out with like a couple of different colors?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's expensive.
You have to and the steel one's going to be gray, probably to mimic that same monochromatic theme of the old one. So it's gonna be a little boring if they came out with gray and then a few months later they came out with like blue and white or blue and black or something. That'd be insane.
Yeah, they have a black dial version of that watch too. 222.
Of the 222, they did a new one.
Yeah,
black.
No, the
really?
old one.
The old one.
The old one. Yeah. Yeah,
maybe they should do
that'd be
that.
cool. That'd be cool. I can see me wearing that. Sure.
It's kind of boring, but it's thin
Boring in a
and
In a
cool
classy.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, boring in a cool way.
Yeah. That's how they describe me. Yeah, that would be cool if VC did that. That'd be awesome.
You are
Rolex
looking for a
really-
black dial watch, though. You know,
I'm always on the hunt for a new black dial watch.
I think
But
you
then
should
again,
just
I'm very
stick
happy
to
with my
black dial
collection.
watches for everything.
Dude, of
Like,
course.
don't ever buy
Come
anything
on.
that's not a black dial.
Go on. See.
I was gonna say if this were black and like fucking black lacquer or black enamel or whatever,
yeah.
like high gloss, that'd be fucking killer.
I know.
Yeah, still wouldn't buy it because it's too expensive. But
PVD.
whoever,
Yeah. PVD.
Black
Big.
onyx stone dial. Black onyx stone dial. would be
That's a
sick.
big watch. I got
Yes.
to
This
see
one's big.
vintage steel 222. It was okay.
Mhm.
It was
Mhm.
big. It was big too. Very broad.
It was big, Diego?
Yeah, I mean it
The
wore
lug to
like
lug.
well that and it's very wide. The bracelet was very wide. It's
Yeah, the
not
bracelet is
on me
wide. Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
I would just
Look,
say if they
that
came out with
blue.
a steel, I would enjoy it. Did you
Horrible.
get your Cartier wallet, Diego?
Yeah, they don't make the brown one anymore, so I ordered that burgundy card holder.
The Merlot.
you have to,
you mean?
Be here
they
in
have to
3 days.
you can only wear the watch on a burgundy strap with the burgundy card holder.
Well, I've got a burgundy strap, so
I know. So I'm saying
we're-
you have to
we're
they have to
business.
match. We're in business, baby. Guys, 80 people watching this garbage. Upload the live stream. It's the OC channel. Are we going to keep going? Are we going to keep
It's a
going or kill it?
motherfucking OC channel. You can kill
know,
it.
it's the
I
OC
need to
channel.
get some food. I need to feed my fat body.
You guys want to keep going or?
Dog. Yeah, it's
I don't
up
know.
to
You guys want to see me cook a hot dog? I'm kidding. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I think we should leave on a high note.
Yeah.
You know what? We covered the digital watch vault stuff. It was probably one of the best on-air debates about AP and the way their strategy and how they treat their customers that you probably ever hear in your life. So if you didn't pay attention to that, go back and watch it. So C channel, thank you very much to Buckley, to Diego, to Boston, to Lolex. I think that was pretty much everybody who came on, right? And all you guys in the chat. Really appreciate all the great super chatters. Jefferson Exotic, Happy Meal, Paz, Kurt, Lolex, and Julius Caesar. Thank you guys. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Have a great afternoon. Happy New Year. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace out.
All right. See you guys.
Peace out.
Bye.